They gon' love me for my ambition.
Woo! CA podcast. I think we're good. We had a quick malfunction right before we started recording. Important episode today. Probably the most important episode, if I'm being honest. At least in my eyes, in my opinion. Might be a bit biased. Interpret it how you may in the comments. But, man, the CA podcast, episode 41. We're back in this bitch. We have the motherfucking executive producers doing their thing per usual. Marloon and Edwin. Erlen is out today. Something's going on. We don't know. We praying for Erlen. He's great, though. I believe he's great. You know, but shout out to Providence, Rhode Island, tapping in thousands of people listening every week. You know, the biggest podcast in the state. So we had to bring, eventually, I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I was like, right when I started the podcast, I was like, this person needs to come on this fucking podcast. He needs to represent, you know, and we got to put the light on him because we need to represent him and support him because he is the city, he is the state, and he is a symbol of inspiration for thousands, if not, I would say millions, but we are the smallest state in the country, so I got to be honest.
We got millions.
I think we got 1 point something, so technically not millions.
Okay, we got mil.
We got a couple 100,000
A mil.
for sure kids out of the city. Looking up to this gentleman right here. If you guys don't know, you know, definitely at one point, and time will tell, one of the faces of Providence College, the Friars. Every time you saw the Friars, heard of Friars, you would see his face. And when it comes to the NBA, I actually have some stats for those who don't realize how significant this is. So all time, there's been about 4,374 players to ever play in the NBA. So think about that. Damn near 5,000. Yeah. 4,374. So you're one, the gentleman to the right of me is one out of these 4,300 people. And the percentage, the odds to even make it to the NBA is 0.03%. So not even 1%. Not even point. This is damn near 0%. You know, so the rarities and the actual, you know, special like idea, the dream that he has now fulfilled is insane. You know, when you put it into perspectives, when you break it down statistically. But aside from that, you know, he's also an alumni of my same high school, obviously from the same city. So regardless, you have to support it. But at the same time, this is someone that he speaks for himself when it comes to everything. He literally, you know, where were you right now? Where was the summer league right now? Where was it based out of?
Vegas.
Vegas. So he was literally in Vegas, 2 days ago, right? 2 days ago.
I landed yesterday.
You landed yesterday.
Yeah.
He was in Vegas. You know, you dropped, what was it, 22? Dropped 22, 24.
Yeah.
See, I'm look at me. Already disrespecting him. My bad. You know, 24 points he dropped, already making headlines, you know, and it's not even the preseason yet. Going into his sophomore year in the NBA as a guard for the Brooklyn Nets. Today, we are blessed and honored to have in our presence David Duke Jr. I acted like there's an audience. I was waiting for the audience to go crazy.
Don't got the button set up right now, bro, but just know we got you.
Yeah, man. Listen,
So,
I appreciate you, man, and, you know, just off bat, how are you feeling? How's everything right now?
man, life's good. Life's good. You know, God is good, bro.
Can't complain.
Can't complain. I literally can't, man. Like, you know, it has its ups and downs, but
Yeah,
I mean, right now I'm standing here today. I'm alive. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
In the presence of some good people.
Hey,
I appreciate you,
Can't
bro.
complain, bro.
Likewise.
Good,
And I appreciate you blessing us with your, you know, your presence today. You know, crazy day. For those who don't realize, or if you're not watching on YouTube, yeah, my face looks different. I have Beijing.
Talk about it.
Such a crazy special day, and my barber
Beijing.
decided to put Beijing on my face. I've never needed this. I've never been balding. Luckily, as of now, my hair's never been receding. You know, I have nothing against it. If you guys need it, you need it.
You
know?
trying to get you right for the special
You know what I'm
occasion,
saying?
that's all.
Shout out to Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose got that lineup.
For
A lot of
sure.
Beijing in there.
For sure.
He does his thing. Shout out to him.
For sure.
Number one barber in the world has to be, because Jalen Rose shit's on point 24/7. This shit on my face?
It looks natural, bro.
You
It
think
do.
so?
I didn't notice until you said
Natural,
something, though.
man.
I don't
I really
know.
did.
Shout out
I think he's
Santi.
being nice. I think he's being
I
nice.
really ain't noticed it. Pointed something out.
So it's like, I don't know, God was like, let me put Beijing on you. I'm like, okay, God. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't want to complain with my barber. I didn't want to wash it off because I'm thinking this might be, I thought this was like tattooed on. I never had a Beijing. I don't know how this works, right?
That's funny.
You
So,
can't shower for like 3 days.
Or if you do, you just gotta get everything out.
oh,
in that
man.
first shower.
I got to get
That's
like a
gonna look
crazy
little
cleaner.
patchy. Yeah.
So if at any point I start dripping, just be like, yo, point it out and we'll clean it up. We'll keep it rocking. But in all seriousness, bro, the Beijing's rocking. People
That's
gonna kill me in the
crazy.
comments. I like it though. Promo, baby. But when it comes to yourself, for those who don't understand it, the story of David Duke Jr., where does it start? Where does your actual, I was about to say childhood. Speaking of child, that's my son going
Oh,
crazy
yeah,
at the
he's
door.
trying to-
That's Ocean. Ocean going crazy. But where does your actual childhood start? Where are you from? For those who just don't understand, where does the David Duke story start?
Definitely in Providence. I mean, where my story starts, I don't even know exactly where. I know for sure basketball started for me when I was about 9.
Mm.
So I'll say like elementary school. In Providence, there's hella kids that, play basketball
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I was really into it just because they was into it. I started out, I played soccer first.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
wow.
was my first sport ever. I played literally up until high school.
Wow.
Okay.
I didn't stop until 9th grade, and I actually played for classical.
The first year?
Yeah,
So did you do both sports or was it just one?
I played soccer and basketball.
Wow.
My freshman year, yeah. I played varsity on my
Wow.
freshman year, yeah.
What position were you in soccer?
I was a striker.
Striker.
Forward. Yeah.
If he was striker, then
What was the coach, Mr.
your boy
Cafferty?
was good.
Yeah.
Mr. Cafferty. I love Mr. Cafferty. Mr. Cafferty wanted me on the team, too.
Nah, he was a cool dude for sure.
Bro, he wanted me on the soccer team. I would just play around in the recess, whatever it was called. Gym? Recess. I'm not going to like I'm telling high school's recess is gym,
Right.
outside and shit on the field. I'll play soccer. And he'd be like, I want you on the team.
Facts.
I'm
that's
like,
literally
I'm
how it
good.
goes.
I don't want to be on the team. But that's amazing. So what made you stop soccer completely?
So once I started playing basketball, I
Mhm.
started to develop a love for it. I started playing more competitively. So I was going to AAU, I was going to school practice, and then I was playing on like a rec league team as well. So I was pretty busy with that. And soccer, I wasn't just playing like school and rec soccer. I was playing like club soccer, like Premier. So we
Okay.
was having like up and down the East Coast, like playing the top teams, whatever,
Yeah.
just in the area. So that was like really demanding.
Yeah.
Practice every single day. We had tournaments like every weekend and stuff. But then
Wow.
with basketball, it was the same way. And with Premier, it was almost year round because you play spring and summer outside. In the fall, winter, you're playing indoors with the
Mhm.
same exact team. In basketball, it was, I play with school in the wintertime / early spring. Then spring comes around, that's AAU time,
Yeah.
spring and summer. So it was just like I was always playing more than one sport at the same time, and if I had practice one day for one sport, I would be giving up practice for another. And, with the soccer, like, they just weren't as, I guess, accepted with me missing that many practices and stuff like that.
Mm.
But it was never because I didn't want to. I was always dedicated to whatever I was into. Like, that was one thing about me. I always made sure that if I was there, I was giving you 100% of my effort, like, all the time.
Yeah.
But, things happen. And once I got to 8th grade, actually, they wanted me to try out for the Revolution junior team.
Wow.
But with that, like, you can't play high school sports.
Wow.
Like, you have, that's the only,
That's
because
the only
it's
thing.
technically like junior professional, right?
Yeah.
Like the New England Revolution. But at that point, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna, focus on basketball, and then maybe I'll play soccer for school. So my freshman year, that's what I did. I played soccer with classical. Then after that, matter of fact, in middle school, I started playing football 6th grade, 6th and 7th, and 8th. So I was playing.
What middle school you go to?
Paul Cuffey.
Paul Cuffey. Okay.
Yeah.
In elementary?
Blessed Sacrament.
Okay. Okay.
So with those, I was playing 3 sports at a time.
Wow.
Like those 3 years. And when I got to high school, obviously I cut out soccer. So premier soccer. So I was just playing basketball and soccer at class school. My sophomore year, I played football with class school. So it was football
Wow.
and basketball. Then my junior year, that's when I was like, all right, like, I got to pick one. If I'm going to go to college for one, like, it's going to be basketball.
Yeah.
So that's what I decided to do. But crazy enough, like, when I had transferred to Cushing Academy up in Massachusetts,
What year was this?
this was 2016, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was your senior year, or was it?
I was going to be going into my senior year at class school.
And then you went to
Cushing, yeah.
Okay, that's what happened. Yes, I remember this.
And I basically did like a reclass year. So I ended up doing 2 years at Cushing.
Yeah.
So that first year, crazy story, I went there because I got recruited for basketball, right? I had only maybe had 2 offers at the time. Brown University was my first college scholarship offer. Literally the night of the championship with class school that we played at Brown University. And then like a couple of days later, no, that same night, matter of fact, I got like another Ivy League, maybe Columbia, I think. I'm not sure what the second one was. I just know the first one was Brown.
Yeah.
So going into that new school, I was like, my mind is strictly on basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like now I'm trying to make a future for myself. This is how I'm going to pay for college. Like this is what I'm going to do. So I didn't play any other sports. Well, I thought I wasn't going to play any other sports. And each semester at that school, they make you do something.
Damn.
So in the fall, I was like, I'm going to do photography, whatever. And I just like was like, nah, this isn't for me. And like I would always be taking pictures of the sports team. So like I would be at the soccer game taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like I wish I could just play. Like, tryouts had already happened and whatnot. I had a couple of friends that like were playing on the team. So I was like, would it be crazy if I tried to go on the team? I asked the coach and he was like, come to practice. Went to practice. And like the next week I played for that whole technically second junior year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Do you feel like the other sports helped you and like in your skills in football, like at least maybe like, I don't know, like build like stamina
Discipline.
or just
Yeah,
discipline,
1,000%.
everything?
I mean, soccer is a sport where you can't stay still, right? Like the ball's always moving.
Yeah.
You always got to be like at like a slight jog or something. So that helped me with my stamina, and then like my footwork and stuff too, being like light on your toes. That helps with basketball a lot too.
How about football?
Football, I think you work on a lot of agility stuff. I was playing quarterback. I played like wide receiver. So with that, one, like you got to be kind of like a leader. That's like not like a skill set, but it is a skill though. Like having a leadership aura about you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean the agility part, like I said, that helped with basketball as well. So I think everything just kind of helped, and like one thing helped another thing.
Yeah. And looking back at it, do you regret at all? Maybe like, I could have been a soccer star.
Funny enough, the guy who ran my soccer team, it's called Bayside. He's the assistant coach for soccer at Providence.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
Like, that's crazy. It was like a full circle moment once I got to Providence.
Providence College, PC.
Yeah. He told, like, I don't know. I mean, I thought I was pretty good, but I didn't think I was this good. But he would always say, like, if you stuck with it, you literally could have been playing at Providence, like, for soccer. So I don't know. Like, I feel like I could have if I really put my mind to it.
Yeah.
But
You had more of a passion for basketball.
yeah, 1,000%. It was, we had a conversation before this, like, it's just, like, more fun.
Yeah.
More people were into it.
That's
Do
crazy.
you have a favorite team? Like,
Do you follow like soccer? Like you up on it or no? Player wise.
Like I know of some players. I don't really keep up with it. I don't watch games really that much anymore.
Same.
Now like that I'm so heavily invested into basketball. I feel like soccer is a little slow, like watching it. I would love playing it for sure.
Yeah.
But watching it is just
Ronaldo, Messi.
Oh my God.
Let's start some controversy.
I say Messi.
Messi.
Respect.
Strike.
I'm a Ronaldo guy.
Why?
Why is he laughing? I thought everyone was laughing because he knows why. No, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe because of no homo, obviously. Pause. Looks. I like Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo's a handsome guy. Messi gives me old man vibes. It's like I don't really, you know what I'm saying?
Though, the production.
You know?
We're talking about the
I never said I was an
skills.
expert with this shit, bro. I'm just talking about.
Yeah, I'm not
I
even
think
an
he's
expert
handsome.
either.
Girl would answer that like that, bro. What's going
I think he's a
on?
handsome guy.
This is soccer. It's a sport. It's not modeling. Hey, you know, we're not
You
going
know?
for looks.
You know, I don't know.
But I mean, I can't even discredit your answer because, like I
You
said, I
think
don't
he's
keep-
handsome too?
Oh. Nah, that wasn't what I was gonna say.
Nah,
I was gonna say because
Ronaldo's good.
yeah,
we
he's
can't,
good.
We can't deny that.
I'm not like that knowledgeable about the sport anymore, so I can't like argue. Oh, nah, it's Messi over. Like
Right,
I just,
right,
for
right.
me personally, I would say Ronaldo.
I respect
Yeah.
that.
From what you've seen.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. But speak about that when it comes to like your experience there at PC. For those who don't know how long you lasted and just in general, like your overall experience, because you're definitely going down in Providence college history as one of the best players to ever come through that building.
Yeah, it was. Man, it was an experience. Like, just looking back on it, you kind of appreciate it more. You know, it's just one of those things that when you're in the midst of it,
Yeah.
you know, you appreciate it because, you know, I feel like I always appreciate just being able to wake up every day. But, like, when you look back on things, it's kind of a little different. Like, being there, I was just focused on, you know, being the best player that I could be. Coming in, there was a lot of hype, you know, like going into the school. Like, I think I committed on my birthday, actually. It was a Friday, and I woke up Saturday, and, like, I see it, like, trending literally on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there's no way that me committing to Providence is, like, something that's big enough to, like, be trending, right?
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things I'm like, it is what it is. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're just talking about my name or something, you know, not, like, actually me committing to
Yeah.
Providence. That's, like, another topic that
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
probably get into.
We're gonna get into yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, going there, it was amazing. I mean, the coach, Cooley, he's from Providence as well. That kind of hit home. He's from South Providence.
Yeah.
Went to Central.
A legend.
Yeah.
For those who don't know,
Rhode Island legend for
Ed
sure.
Cooley is a legend.
He should be a guest on this.
You're gonna have to set it up because I've tried, but I don't know who is tied into. I've kind of asked around,
Oh, yeah.
but yep.
He'll be,
You heard it here first. Ed Cooley's coming on this summer. We're gonna make it happen. We gotta have him on.
Doing.
Yeah, but and
you work with
how long?
Palazzo? Because I know Palazzo.
Palazzo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
You know, he literally coached me in elementary school.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But Sacrament.
I
Damn.
literally coach in baseball.
Oh, really?
That guy's unstoppable.
He's a low-key Providence legend.
Yeah, Palazzo.
Palazzo's
Coach Palazzo's
He tried to expel me, but we'll leave that for another day.
Oh, yeah, Palazzo
Why
shoved me one day really hard in the gym. Let's not talk about it.
physical, bro.
He's too. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about
I'm
it.
not gonna discredit him,
Glasses
but
on.
you
You
know,
see what you're
man.
made of, bro.
Yeah.
Tough love.
He's a
Yeah.
tough. He's
That's
a tough
my guy,
cookie.
though, for
Shout out to
sure.
Mr. Palazzo.
touchy subject. You
Touchy
know?
subject, Mr. Palazzo.
I had no idea about that with you.
Yeah, he has a lot.
Try
You
to
know.
expel me. Try to expel me.
But how long did you last at Providence College? For those who don't know,
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
And what made you last the 3 years? Did you have an opportunity to just like right away, maybe like have an offer, or go to the draft and everything, or did it like what was your experience? Because we hear it all the time with these players. Like a lot of people, well, obviously don't even go to college. Like you, there's evidence of that. People just high school stars, but you went to college and lasted 3 years, and now you're in NBA.
Yeah.
What made you decide that?
I don't even think my going in, I was like planning on doing just 3 years and leaving. Like, I honestly didn't know that I was good enough, right, to be able to leave early to go to NBA. Like, I'm just thinking I'm going to college, just being able to get a scholarship to go to college, like,
Yeah,
for
free
free.
college,
Like,
free
I'm
school.
like, man,
Yeah,
this
can't be mad at
is-
that.
Yeah. You know, so I'm thinking, you know, I'm going to go through 4 years, get my degree. Like, I'm just going to put in the work and try to be the best that I can be. Whatever comes from that, I'm cool with it, right? So
Yeah.
my freshman year, I go through and I'm okay. You
Mhm.
know, like, I end up starting,
Mm-hmm.
but it was really tough that year. Like, that was an extremely tough year for me. You know,
I would
just
imagine.
physically, mentally, like, I feel like maybe that's not what it was, but for me, it just felt like there was so much
Weight
me.
on you. Yeah.
Exactly. And we weren't very good that year. I was the point guard, so literally coming in, coach is like, you're the point guard, so a lot of things gonna be your fault.
Yeah, you're the
Even
captain.
If you don't feel like it is, like
Mhm.
not necessarily the captain, but in a way,
Mhm.
yeah, because the point guard directs everybody. Like,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, it was tough freshman year. Like college basketball is no joke, no matter what level it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's no joke. So Division I, you know, you can just imagine that. And then for a freshman who is coming in, I don't know much about college basketball, like the physicality of it. You know, they say like he has more physical, but you don't really know until you're in it. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
it was hard for me, but you know,
So how is the workload though? Like you would have to get up like real early to like describe like your like everyday's kind of.
yeah. So it's a lot. You know, it's practice every day.
Yeah.
Preseason
7 days a week?
No. So probably get Saturdays. No, maybe Saturday. That's
Off.
however coach is
One
feeling
day
that
off.
morning. Yeah. Sunday's off for sure. So the summertime you train. It's a lot of conditioning stuff, not really putting plays in and stuff. Just conditioning, doing drills, whatnot. Probably like an hour or so. Once we get to like preseason, close to the season, practices get to like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And then you got lifts. Those are just about every day or every other day.
What are lifts?
You know, just
Weight room.
Oh,
Weight
okay,
room,
okay. I was like,
yeah, nah.
I know,
Everybody has different
Amateur hour in the
I
corner.
hit the gym. I hit the gym. I
Sorry
don't know if it was
guys,
or
we got a
something.
rookie. Got a rookie in the
God.
corner.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I made a guess.
So 2 hours, and then you hit the gym after the practice?
It could be before, it could be after, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, and then, you know, when the season comes around, it's 2 games a week. And every other day is just practice. It would not, but, you know, obviously they encourage you to get in the gym on your own as well.
Mhm.
So before practice, after practice, early in the morning and late at night, like, it's really up to you. So for me, my freshman year, like, I was in the gym a lot on my own time too, working on my game, you know, putting in work with coaches too, even like right before practice, right after practice. My summer going into my sophomore year was a big summer for me. Like, I wasn't really necessarily happy with how I performed like my freshman year, and we hadn't made the tournament. So that was like something that, you know, I took pride in, like trying to lead a team to the tournament. And one of my weaknesses was like shooting, and I shot like maybe 29% from the 3 or so. I didn't take many, but it just wasn't my strength. So that summer, like, I just said, I'm going to come back a better shooter. Like, everything else, I'm solid at it. I can continue to work on it, but, like, my emphasis is going to be shooting. So what I did, like, you know, people went home and stuff after school for a little bit. I'm from Providence, so I wasn't really going anywhere. Like, school's down the street from me, probably 2 minutes from my house. So I was there every single day with the coach, like just one-on-one working out, like shooting and stuff, doing drills. I'll do a morning session, then I'll come back at night and do another session, like 2 days a week in the summertime. You know, like nobody really wants to be in the gym.
I don't know.
You know, you're in college too. Like there's people on campus, they're probably partying, doing all that stuff. But like me, I wanted to get better, like that bad that, you know, I decided to make a sacrifice and really just lock myself in. So, you know, long story short, I did that for the whole summer. Coming in like that kind of helped the coaches build confidence in me. They seen the work I put in.
Yeah.
You know, my teammates, they seen the work I put in as well. And I came back and I literally went from 29% from three to like 42%, almost double.
Almost double them.
Yeah, like, and that's shooting over 35% in college is good, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I came back like a really good shooter, and I think that kind of put me on, you know, the map a little bit in terms of, like, the NBA radar, like, because I made that little jump.
Yeah, you became one of the most improved college players, and people were like, hold up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So what did you do exactly to, like, change your game? Like, is it, like, was it mechanics? Like,
oh, you want to be
a basketball player?
Too late for the league, buddy.
No, because, you know, people have, like, certain things, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, not even just for him, but, you know, for the viewers, you know, you don't know who's watching, right? So.
Fuck with him a lot. My brother.
I played baseball, bro. I don't know about basketball.
It's not the same. No, I'm playing.
No, but
yeah, like, did you learn techniques yourself? Did you have like a trainer? Like, was it like a flick of the wrist? Like, what did you work on specifically?
I mean, that summer specifically, I worked on So there's a thin line between like the number of shots you put up, which is gonna help you get better, you know, gradually, and then also like tweaking stuff, so like your mechanics and stuff like that. With me, I did a little bit of both, right? So I tweaked my mechanics a little bit. You know, my feet, where they're facing, how low I'm getting on my catch, like where my hands are, I know, like holding my follow through, like all those little things I have to think about literally at the same time for the shot to give it the best percentage to go in. So, and I'm doing that over and over and over and over, like probably putting up like 500 to 700 shots every workout.
Wow.
Just put them up, not makes, but like putting 500 to 700 shots up a
You
workout.
get the feel pretty much.
Exactly, and it's muscle memory. So now I go in tomorrow and I'm doing this, and I don't have to keep reminding myself, okay, like I gotta get my feet here, I gotta get my hands here, I gotta follow through, because now it's muscle memory.
It just comes natural, like a
second nature.
robot. Like the
Exactly.
shit just fucking
Exactly.
starts kicking in, and it's like,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if I throw you a ball, you're gonna catch it because you know the perfect timing to go and catch the ball. And why? Because you know you caught baseballs, you know you caught basketballs, dodgeballs, whatever it is, so many times that now it's just like you just know how to catch for some reason.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah, it becomes second.
But it's like the same thing with
Yeah.
basketball.
100%.
But it's so many like little details, not even just basketball, but like just sports in general.
Yeah.
Whereas like you got to work on so many little details, especially now like in the NBA this offseason, like the stuff that I've done too, where it's so like critiqued and so detailed that it can be mentally exhausting more than physically exhausting, just because
Oh,
of
yeah.
how much like you're, you know, trying to focus. But, you know, in the end, when you see the progress, it kind of brings beauty to it because everybody enjoys getting better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it makes it all
realize it's
worth
worth
it.
it. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Exactly. Look at
So
them.
that shit fucking. It's that Providence Mines. But speaking of Providence Mines, we spoke about this before. Let's speak about it briefly before we get into your transition into the NBA. We spoke about it with the NFL player out of Providence. Shout out to Queedy Pay. The idea of the actual effect that one's parents have on them when it comes to being a child, growing up, and following their dreams to become an athlete. What was your parents' actual involvement in your childhood when it came to this? Were they the supportive type of parents? Were they the parents that might not have been around? Whatever you feel free to share. What was your experience as, you know, a up-and-coming basketball player, now in the NBA, and your parents in your life?
I'll share everything. I mean, God just blessed me with amazing parents, bro. Like, and I know that I'm blessed. I don't take them for granted. Like, I tell my mom every single day I love her. Like when I get off the phone with her, you know, like I thank my dad all the time. I really was blessed with, you know, great parents because they were there every single step of the way. Like I told you how busy I was with football, soccer, and basketball at the same time. I have two little brothers who did the exact same thing.
Wow. How younger?
One actually just turned 21 2 days ago.
Wow.
And
Damn, that's pretty close to you.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's back to back.
And then the youngest one, he's 15. He's actually at classical.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to him. What's his name?
Jordan,
Shout out to Jordan, a classical alumni as well.
for sure.
That's crazy. And then so they were they the types of go to like the games and practice and everything like all the time? Your
Yeah,
parents?
so, you know, if my dad was taking me somewhere, my mom was taking my brother to
Mhm.
his practice, you know, like unless we were going to the same sport at the same time. He also played soccer as well for Bayside, so we had practice roughly at the same time at the same location. But yeah, I mean, they were just always around. My dad would drive me everywhere.
Really?
So I got games or tournaments, practices in Boston and Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, like going down to Virginia.
Yeah.
You know, he's going everywhere.
Yeah.
Putting
Damn.
miles on his car, bro. Like
Yeah.
same thing with my mom.
Yeah.
My dad's taking one person here, my mom's taking the other person there. If they can, they'll both go. But
Yeah.
it was rare because we were just always so busy.
Did they ever like plant that into you, like that? Like, did they have like a passion specifically? I guess, you know, generically, you always see the stereotypical like the father, like I love basketball, I wanted my son to be a player. Was
Yeah.
it that with you, or was it just they're just supporting you, whatever makes you happy, or was it like, no, we also want to make you happy, but I love basketball, so let's help you be a basketball player?
Yeah. For as far as I can remember, I was always into sports.
Yeah.
Like, in how they are with my little brother too, like, I know that they never pressured me into anything. They started me out. They, you know, took me to the soccer field and put me in the little kids league, whatever, because, you know, something to do to get active. You
Yeah.
know, it helps you socialize as well. And I think for me, I just ran away with it. Like, I loved it. I wanted to go all the time. And I think that's where they started to see, like, my love for sports. I don't play video games. I really never have,
Really?
you know.
To this day?
Yeah, I mean, I have, but I was never, like, a gamer.
Yeah.
If you was to ask, oh, where's David, it's more than likely that I'm at the park or
Wow.
outside in the backyard. Like, I was
Wow.
never really on the game system.
Yeah.
At least not by myself. If I'm playing, I'm like playing against my brother or something
Yeah.
like that. But nah, I was always doing something.
Who was that one player that you, as a young child, you know, playing this basketball, you know, sport just for fun, like you said, not gaming, not doing like what a lot of kids typically do, that you would look up to? This one player. Did you have one that was like, oh, that's my goal right there?
For a long time, my favorite player was Derrick Rose.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and I used to wear number 1.
'Cause of
And
Derrick
that was
Rose?
my number. Yeah, just because he was so fast, so athletic, like at the point guard position, which really wasn't, you know, that common or as common as it is today. But yeah, he was like my favorite player for a while. But at the same time, I just used to admire like great players
Mhm.
across the league, no matter what team they played for, you know, who they were. If you were good, and I see myself like I can imitate
Yeah.
a little bit from your game, like I just admired watching you.
Yeah. That's dope. I think Derrick Rose arguably could be like the most underrated, if not one of the most underrated basketball players, specifically the guards. When it comes to guards,
Is he
It's
still
like-
playing?
yeah, he's
Yeah,
in
he's still playing. He's not, you know, in like a significant role. He was with the Knicks though.
mhm.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's definitely not in his prime, but
No, yeah.
D Rose is D Rose.
Yeah.
He's still
Hall of
nice.
Famer.
Bro,
He's still good.
people still study his mechanics and shit.
Yeah.
What you about to say?
I don't know basketball like that. I'm
Then stop
crazy.
talking. I'm just kidding.
Because I know. Wait, I was gonna say a couple years ago he had like a game where
Where he cried.
he just went off.
It was
yeah,
like
he
a comeback
cried. Yeah.
energy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know he got hurt,
Mhm.
right? So who D Rose was before the injury, this big injury where he tore his ACL. I mean, he was
Superstar.
explosive as hell. I think
Yeah.
he won MVP maybe in his like second year,
Wow, as a sophomore,
or yeah, second
something
or
like
third,
that. Early
yeah.
years.
Or it was like All-Star that early on too, and that's
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, matter of fact, Calipari, I think it was Calipari, coached him in college
Mm.
and said that he's like the fastest player he's ever.
Seen. Coach.
Yeah, and I mean, like, he's just so explosive. He was so bouncy. Like, it was just
Hand
so
was crazy,
rare.
too.
Yeah, exactly. And after his injury, bro, he just wasn't as explosive. You know, couldn't jump as high, couldn't run as fast.
Yeah.
Kind of forced him to change his whole game.
Yeah.
If you see him play now, it's completely different.
Way more safer.
Exactly.
'Cause he has
you know,
to.
and
Yeah.
kind of limited because also I feel like at the time where he tore his ACL, I feel like sports science wasn't really at where it is right now.
No,
You
definitely
know,
not.
guys now they tear their ACL, they're back in like
Mhm.
6 months. Like, it's
Wow.
crazy,
Bro, they
and they're
gotta-
back like better than before, more explosive than before. But that's just because of all the science that has developed over the years and stuff like that. So
new medicine, stem
that a
cell,
common injury in
stem
basketball?
cell research.
ACL,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's common, but it happens, a
happens.
good amount of time. Yeah, it's not as common as like a sprained ankle or something like that.
Okay.
But
So what was your experience like? I'm assuming you met Derrick Rose.
yeah, I mean,
What
we
was that?
played the
What was
Knicks.
that? Did you have like any moment where like you maybe like share like, yo, I fucked with you growing up? Was it anything like that when you met him, or
I mean, we never met like
like official?
introducing
Yeah.
each other. Yeah, you know, like we're on the same court, but it was never like a formal introduction. But I don't know. I just at this point in my life and career, like I feel like I've met a lot of NBA players along the way before getting to the NBA too. That I've gotten past the point where I'm just always like,
Shell shocked, like there's no more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no
know.
starstruck moment really.
and I don't know why. I mean, I still respect every single player, you know, to the fullest, and you know that's just always how I'm gonna be. But I also at the same time I don't think I just ever was really like shell shocked at not just basketball players, but like anybody. You know,
Yeah.
I always like tried to envision myself and always like would like daydream and envision myself like being a professional basketball player. And that's just, I feel like that was just something that every kid does, you know, it's normal.
Oh yeah.
You know, but at the same time, for me, while I'm daydreaming, I'm actually putting myself in those shoes. I'm like, I know I'm going to be there one day. So, like, I'm not finna get shell-shocked over this person because in
I was
5
meant to be
years,
in-
like,
yeah.
I'm going to just be able to say what's good and not introduce myself to them. They're already going to know. I'm already going to know who they are, too, you know?
Yeah.
And I always, like, envisioned that as a kid. I would never go out and say it, like, you know,
Yeah.
to people because I was never, like, you know, cocky or trying to brag or anything. But I always, like, in my heart felt like, you know, one day that's going to be me, you know? And, like, now is when I start, like, preparing myself, mentally preparing myself. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But why not just, like, believe it with all your heart?
Yeah.
Just go, whatever happens. You know?
No, it was destined. It felt destined.
Exactly.
You know, and at the same time, we're all just humans on this earth, you know, just living our
Exactly.
lives. So no one's technically better than nobody. So
Exactly.
you realizing that is a very much a wise mentality to have, especially at such a young age, because a lot of people don't have that. They're very, you know, on the starstruck side, and that's understandable. But you're definitely ahead, I would say, and I think that's a good mentality to have, especially in your position. Now, when it came to this destiny type of energy and fate, I would definitely say that your situation, specifically the whole drafting process, how it occurred to you, definitely falls in line to that sort of divine situation. Break it down for those who don't understand. You have vlogs up. I think a new episode is coming soon
Yeah.
about you being undrafted, you know,
Yeah.
but still being now amongst the best and up and coming impressive guards in the league, the new guards, but being one of those that wasn't drafted in the actual, you know, formal draft, but still eventually made it, obviously, to the NBA. Explain to the people who don't understand that whole experience.
Well, we're talking about like destiny and fate. Like, we got to go back to my parents. Like, they, you know, are immigrants. They came from the country Liberia.
Okay,
know,
so
like,
Liberian. Okay.
They were born there. They left during the war. You know, like they went through a whole lot just to be in America. You know, like they left when they were 15 and 16. Had to literally travel not by car or anything, like by foot and whatever they can, like to get to the next country over. Lived there for 2 years and then, you know, eventually came over to the United States. And the things that they went through and that they've explained to me, like what has happened, the older I've got, you know, the more that I could handle what they, you know, tell me. Like I hear it, just I know I'm not here like just for any reason.
Yeah, it's not random.
And yeah, it's not random because by any split second that, you know, one wrong step, they could have instantly not been alive anymore, right? Because of just their surroundings and stuff like that. So I think for me, you know, realizing that, it kind of puts more gratitude in my heart, but also like purpose in, you know, my being and just chasing my dream, but also, you know, recognizing like you ain't here like just for any reason. So, you know, don't take advantage, don't like, you know, take it for granted, you know, the position that you're in. So the fact that I'm here, like even able to go to college for free, you know what I'm saying? The fact that my parents are able to have good jobs, like that's something that's like, you know, I don't know why, but by the grace of God, that's what, you know, the situation is. But, you know, the whole undrafted thing too, like that's just a part of it. You know, I went undrafted and I just always felt like, you know, my path to getting to where I'm at was always built on beating the odds, always built on, you know, proving people wrong. And like some people in life, that's just their role. Like, you know, some people, they grow up with all the, you know, they're number one in the country. They go to the best basketball college, Kentucky University. They go one and done, do 1 year college and go. But like, that's not my role. You know, that's just not my role in life. But I'm okay with that because I know that every hard time, everything that I've went through where it looked like I wasn't going to make it, I made it, you know. And that, you know, credit to God because, you know, I feel like that's what keeps me going, something that's bigger than me. And even in that process, like not getting drafted, I feel like that, you know, I wasn't necessarily happy on the draft night, you know, but I'm around family and friends, so obviously, like, I'm still gonna enjoy myself, have a good time with my people.
So you were so you were still, for those who don't understand, draft night. You was still expecting something, or did it? How was
Yeah.
that? Yeah. So you had
Yeah.
like because I'm not sure how it is. I'm pretty sure for like the top like 20 or something, there's a good amount of players that obviously have a heads up, even like specifically to the point of what team they're going to. Did you have like any specific team that was even interested in you, and you were like, oh, if I do get drafted tonight, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this team, second round, whatever.
So, like, I would say the top 3, like, well, no, let's just say like top like 10 on mock drafts, like, they know they're getting drafted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, might not be at that spot where it does on the mock draft, but they're getting drafted for sure. After
100%.
that, you don't know if you're getting drafted, really.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can look at mock drafts too, but they also don't really say too much because you see guys pop up and you're like, who is that just got drafted?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but there's so much that goes into it and you just never really know. So basically but even those like top 10 guys, like, you don't know where you're going until draft night.
Yeah.
You know, like, you see on the TV when they're playing the draft, you know, guys get a phone call literally 2 minutes before their name is called from the coach, and then they know, okay, I'm going to this team. But before that, like, you don't know anything. Everybody goes in the draft night, you know, so nervous, tight, anxious, like, you just never know what's going to happen. For me, like, I didn't really know, but I had I thought I was going to get drafted. Like, I genuinely thought I was going to get drafted because I had a great, you know, junior year statistically. You know, I think just college career, I think, was a good college career. You know, talking with my agent and stuff like that, like, they kind of assured me that I was in a good position. When draft night came, things just didn't necessarily go the way that I intended, but maybe because it wasn't meant to.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
definitely. You know, the cards fell in your favor, how they fell in your favor, not that night specifically or stereotypically, but then in a stereotypical sense where you literally waiting down to like the next, like every next like pick and every number and every like into the last one and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, crazy enough, I had a really good workout with Brooklyn. Really good pre-draft workout with Brooklyn. So, you know, in your head, when you go through workouts, you're like, oh, I had a good workout with these teams. Like, you know, might have a good chance. But like I said, you just don't know until draft night.
Until it happens, yeah.
So every pick that Brooklyn has, I'm like, oh, man, you know, just waiting. They call somebody else. All right, it's fine. You know, they got another pick. I had a great workout with Clippers, too. I had a great workout with who was it? Toronto. Like, I had a great work with a couple of teams. So when their pick is coming up, I'm like, you know, just ready. Yeah, anticipating. But then, you know, you just don't know. But then I was like, at the end of the day, you know, there's so many guys that I've seen that went from undrafted to, you know, make a good career. And I said, whatever happens, like, I'm going to make sure that I make the most out of whatever situation I'm in. And
that's a good mentality to have, because a lot of people can have this ego that thinking they're so good and they don't get their way, that they can get to them and it can mess up their game. So
for sure,
I give you credit, bro, to have a strong mental to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, bro, in this game, like, I think the mental aspect of it is even bigger than the physical.
Yeah,
like, there's so many guys that should be in the NBA.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
that are better than guys in the NBA.
Yeah,
you know, but for whatever reason, you know, maybe off the court issues, like, they're just not in it.
Yeah,
you know, and for guys that are in it, you know, I don't want to be the one guy that's in the NBA thinking, oh, I'm here because I'm better than the guys that aren't in it, you know, or think I'm not better than anybody, right? Like, as a person, maybe skill wise, like, I've put in a lot of work and I've, you know, elevated my game, but even at that, I think part of being humble is still putting in work. You know, you can say you're humble, you can not brag and stuff, but if you don't, like, work hard at your craft, that's kind of like
100%.
cocky in a way, because, like, maybe you feel like you don't have to put the work in.
Yep.
I know, like, what it took to get here, so part of that is because I know I'm not good enough. Right now, I can tell you I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
But that's just because that's what keeps me going. Like, to continue to elevate and stuff like that. You guys work hard every single day. Like, you guys put out all these podcasts. I know that's taxing, on you guys, but because you guys know you guys want to keep getting better. If you guys felt like this was it, you guys would just
stop.
do whatever. Yeah.
Always hungry to improve. Yeah.
Just feel like, I'm going to just put out a video once every 3 weeks and get 100,000 views. Like, that's what it is. But you guys know what goes into it, and that's why you guys still do it. It's the same thing.
Yeah, no, it's a creator mentality, and you really have it, and much respect to you. And like, what level, if you mind sharing, like, was your actual mental health pushed to when it came to like that idea of like, all right, I guess my story is gonna be different. I'm not drafted. Like, were you to a level? Because I'm gonna be honest, if it was me, I would have been a bitch. I would have cried like a baby. I would have been running down the street like Ray J in the rain, One Wish. I would have made a music video outside. I would have been going crazy. Like, what the fuck? Like, all the work I put in, it's like, damn. It's like, what? Is this shit like this? I would have been making calls like, can they double check? Can they triple check again? Is it recount? Can they recount this shit? Is like a recount? How does this shit work?
Funny.
Like, what level were you, genuinely going to, like, mentally? Because that shit is not easy.
Well, bro, I feel like
that Mamba mentality.
I feel like I've been pushed mentally like a few times in life,
Before
the draft, but like that was a big thing for me for sure. And till this day, there's still things that you get challenged about, but
can't let it phase you.
Yeah, when you go through a hard time, that's the thing. Like a hard time is inevitable. Everybody in life is gonna have a hard time, right? But every time, like, you get through it, you learn something, hopefully.
Yeah.
Like, you learn something from it. And I think that prepares you for the next hard time and the next one. You just keep adding on skills, like, in, like, kind of like weapons to, your mental and how to, like, deal with life. Because life in general is just hard as is. So up until that point, like, I feel like I've been through stuff and I was able to deal with adversity, like, really good. With that, I kind of had to take myself out of it a little bit. Like, I went undrafted. I still ended up getting a call to, be assigned to a team. At that time, I didn't even have my contract yet, but I was just being assigned to the team, like, for summer league and training camp. So I was like, to be in this position anyways, like, this is something that not a lot of dudes get to experience. Like, if I was to stop playing basketball today, like, I've had a pretty decent, like, basketball career. I got a shot at the NBA, and it's bigger than me. Like, I can't cry about it because I know life doesn't just stop just because basketball stops.
Yeah.
Like, basketball players play up until, 40, and if that.
Yeah.
If
in the
NBA, like, the average career is 3 or 4 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if that, then after that, you got a whole nother, God willing, 50 years, to live. So life is bigger than that. So that's why I never, like, let a hard time in it try to get to me too much.
Yeah.
And I know that's how a lot of guys end up failing because,
oh yeah,
the mental part of it. So for me, I was pushed for sure.
So no tears that night?
No.
I'm a bitch.
It was just a lot of.
I'm a bitch.
You're not mad for it, bro.
It was just a lot of reflecting on what could I have done better.
Yeah.
Like, it's because I didn't do this, or damn, I knew I should have went back to the gym that night when I didn't feel like going. Like, it was a lot of that.
Yeah, like, where you were trying to place the blame on something, figure out the answer to this.
Exactly.
But then the answer's here. Like, this was your journey, And for those who don't understand, so that happened undrafted. How soon after did the whole transition now to signing any sort of contract, coming off of undrafted now, being a part of the Brooklyn Nets roster, not the main roster, but then just in general, signing on to that organization?
So that was not until, like, October when that had happened.
So like months after?
Yeah, months after.
Yeah.
So I played summer league my first year, and I'm playing because in my head I'm trying to get a contract, from the team, and I'm just playing, like, every little thing that I'm doing that's a mistake, like, I'm killing myself for it. If I don't have a good game in my opinion, I'm going back like to my hotel room. I'm like, damn, like what's going on?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like, oh, they're not gonna sign me. Forget
Yeah.
about it. They're on
Yeah.
to the next guy already. Like I already know how, quick you can be out the league. So I'm thinking like just off one game, man, like I'm done for. But, whatever, I sleep it off. Next morning, wake up, I'm like, all right, just gotta be better. So, I have a couple good games and I'm playing as hard as I can because I'm trying to get a contract in. I go through some league, still no contract. But I'm still with the organization, Then I know I'm going to training camp as well. So I work out, wherever I work out. I think I went to LA after the Vegas Summer League last year and was working out. Then I come back to Brooklyn. Then we're going into training camp and same thing. Like I'm just pressing myself like, man, I gotta, show out in training camp. Like, it's a lot of drill stuff and team stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm a rookie, so I wasn't really involved too much in the training camp, like when they did 5-on-5 stuff because, all the rookies, none of us really did much because, it's a lot of the veteran, like, team stuff, 5-on-5. We got in little bits here and there, but I think they're also trying to see, like, how we respond and what we're going to bring outside of that. Same thing. I'm just pressing myself. I'm like, man, all these other guys got contracts. I'm in here, like, sweating, trying to watch my every move, making sure that I'm good enough. And, sure enough, I think a little bit after that, I got the call that I was getting a contract in.
And how was that feeling?
Man, it was amazing. I actually cried for that.
There we go. There we go. Some
Yeah.
fucking tears. Real men cry. There we
I
go.
cried for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was just, just appreciated because there's only 450 contracts given out every year, right? Like some guys, they're on a multiple year contract, but 450 guys are on an NBA contract each year out of billions.
Yeah.
Let's say
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Like, just billions of people. And I knew how like significant that was, no matter what type of contract it was. I knew how significant that was, and I know like how rare it was to even touch the NBA. It's like rarefied air. Like that's something that just doesn't happen a lot. So I just cried just because it just all hit me at the same time.
Yeah. It felt like everything all the work you put into now is finally gonna start feeling like it's worth it to some aspect.
Yeah, like I was trying to continue to put myself like, okay, like I'm gonna make it happen. Like this is my journey. But then like the more and more like that it just kind of doesn't work out, you start to question, okay, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Like is this really the path that is for me? Am I wasting my time trying to chase something that's never gonna work out while I could be doing something else? Like but the beauty of life is like I said, hard times inevitable, but it's sometimes about how hard you're willing to go for something, which then makes when you do obtain it after going through so much, like worth it and feel that much better. Because I guarantee I felt better in that moment than I probably would have like if I just off the bat like got picked up.
Yeah.
I feel like because I went through that hard time and like really pushed myself.
Oh yeah.
It felt that much better to finally like get it.
Yeah.
After all that, I know
You went through the trenches, man.
Yeah.
You went through the trenches. A lot of people
Sure.
don't make it out of that situation. Like you said, like the percentages speak for themselves. The stats speak for themselves. Like you kept getting put in a rarer and more rare position, and then finally it paid off with the contract. Now talk to the people when it comes to the actual contract and the actual organization. For those who don't know, obviously the Brooklyn Nets, somewhat of a newer organization because obviously the New Jersey Nets, but then the rebranding coming into Brooklyn and everything that's come with that, Jay-Z's ownership role and like the popularity of Brooklyn as an actual organization and everything in sports, finally. And then the timing that you land in to this team is in the midst of, bro, we're talking about arcs of basketball, especially the blockbuster situation because, and correct me if I'm wrong because I definitely know my basketball, but I'm not an expert. I'm not Matt Barnes and Steve. This is not that. All right, I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
But you definitely landed right, from my recollection, right during the three amigos or whatever, for lack of better terms.
For sure.
James Harden,
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And then in comes David Duke. So there's already questions of like, will this team work? Will it not work? Basketball, like fucking nerds like myself going crazy. Like I can't wait to see this team like try it at least. I want to see these guys play like in 2K alone. Like that's the type of some shit you do like on what's it called, Blacktop or Blackcore or
Yeah, putting all the best players.
yeah, putting all your best players. Like that's the type of three that you would pick to put together, and we have them here
in real life.
In real life, and then you are a part of that. So with that is gonna come more attention and more spotlight than the average person that got a contract, let alone a contract coming out of a summer league and coming out the situation that you did. Yeah. You already are getting damn near 10 times, if not 50 times more exposure because you're dealing with full-on celebrity status, right? And we didn't even speak about the coach, Steve Nash.
Former MVP.
Former MVP, one of the best point guards to ever play in life. You know, like the man, you look at his face, and I just look at him, I'm like, that's basketball. Like, that's the type of person he is, right? Doing the coaching now, starting his coaching career, you know, and then you step in. How did that feel? Like, what was running through your mind? Like, obviously you had the mindset of, you know, we're all humans on this earth. You're not really starstruck. But, bro, that's Kyrie, Harden, KD, and Nash.
Right.
So how, like, what were you feeling?
Like I said, you know, like, I had a really good workout with Brooklyn, so I had a feeling that I would end up there. You know.
So did you meet them in that workout? Who did you meet in the workout?
No, when you go to the workout, I mean, they could be there, you know, if they're just around, but usually it's just the other kids that's working out as well and a couple of the staff. I didn't meet any of the players, but I did meet with Steve Nash at my workout. Yeah, I met with him and one of the other front office guys.
What were your conversations like with him? Did you have any combos or just like
interactions? You know, they asked me about my background and stuff like that. I feel like we talked about soccer a little bit.
Oh, wow. He's into soccer heavy. Steve Nash.
Yeah, he's a great soccer player.
He's a great soccer player, bro. He's Messi's cousin, low key on the low.
Bro, he's skilled. He's still skilled. He be juggling and stuff. Yeah, he's still nice. But yeah, we just talked about like my background, things like that. You know, how my workout went, because this was after my workout.
Yeah.
You know, told me that I did have a good workout, you know, what he wanted me to work on and stuff like that. But it was, you know, a brief conversation. Coming into the team, though, I think I was so caught up in, like, trying to get the contract. I wasn't really, like, there where I'm like, man, I'm playing with boom, boom, boom. Like,
yeah.
And not just Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, like James Johnson. I'm playing with a bunch of dudes, like
veterans.
Yeah, exactly. Joe Harris. Like it's crazy. I'm playing with some of the best players ever in the game of basketball. But like I said, like I'm acknowledging this, but at the same time, these guys like my competition right now because I have to perform well. You know, like I gotta.
Yeah. You still gotta quote unquote prove yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, you know, make them feel like, obviously, by natural, they're gonna know like, anyone that makes it to the league is not a bum necessarily. Like we joke online, he's a bum, but these are professional athletes. They're all fucking skilled. Let's be honest, right? It's for a reason that they're in the fucking league, right?
Right.
So they're looking at you, and I'm pretty sure they know that because they once might have been perceived. Obviously, they were all rookies. They all went through it, so they were looking at you probably like, you know, rookie coming into the game, but then there has to be some slight like, all right, how's he going to work with us?
Yeah.
He might need to impress us a bit. How was that interaction? Like, let's start off in order because this is monumental. There's some cool shit. Like, if I was you, bro, I know you're very humble. I would have been going crazy. I would have been like, you know, but damn, I get it. I would have rather had been his mindset. You know, I wish. But I'm not like that. I'll be jumping up and down. Oh my God. You know, but, yo. Okay, let me see. Kyrie, let's start with Kyrie, right? Yeah. I would say, especially when it comes to the guard position and stuff, point guard. How was that interaction with him? First time meeting? Or if you want to start this way, who was like the first amongst them that you met, or did you meet them all at once? What was that interaction?
First person I met, like actually met, I think is KD.
KD. How was that?
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. I think it was on the court, probably I think in pickup or something.
Really? At like a practice game, practice pickup?
Yeah, like a preseason
Pickup,
yeah. You know, on the same team and stuff, just dapping each other up. You know, might have had exchanged a couple words, whatnot. What's crazy is he followed me before I even got to Brooklyn.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And but obviously you followed him back and everything. Like you knew that?
Yeah, I had already been following.
Yeah.
But after I had got assigned with the team, like he followed me out of nowhere.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
So
he probably was up on you already.
That was pretty hype.
Probably researching you or
so
something.
I like, you know, he kind of know who I am a little bit. You know, if he's following me, I don't think Katie just follows.
Yeah,
everybody, you know, but
no DM though. It was just straight in person interaction first.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like in 2K when you play my player, when you're playing my player, and like you're coming up in your ranks, and like you get to a team. There's like they always do like the fake like a DM, like, oh, welcome to the team, man. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, nah, none of that.
Yeah, nothing like it's not that. It's real life, not the video game.
But
damn, that's dope. So it was on the court, just like a formal, regular. What's up? Blah blah blah.
Just like you meet anybody really like on a team, you don't really formally meet guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you do sometimes. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of it is just, you know, you're on the court playing, and then y'all just end up exchanging words somehow.
Yeah.
And then after that, y'all just cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's really just what it is. With Kyrie, you know, the whole vaccine situation he wasn't around the team for a little bit beginning, but then he did end up he came to training camp. His locker is actually right next to mine.
Shit.
That was crazy too. So when he came in the locker room for the first time, you know, I was at my locker, you know, introduced each other. And I don't know, from there, I think we played pickup that day too, and the same thing, you know. Yeah. And then I was, we just started having conversations because he has a friend that played at Seton Hall, which is a school in Providence's conference. So he would always be talking about like Seton Hall and stuff, and we'd just be talking junk back and forth to each other and whatnot. That was kind of our relationship.
That's dope, yeah, because Kyrie was a huge college player as well.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Exactly. So that was with him. With James, it was just same thing, you know. Like I didn't formally beat him, but it was like James he's social, you know. Yeah. So like he talks to everybody.
Oh no, we know. You know, we've seen James online doing his thing.
But he was a cool dude, and I actually met him a couple times in high school.
Really?
I had like 2 pictures with him. I ended up showing it to him. He was laughing. We both looked young as hell.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How was that? Was it like you on like in the tournaments and stuff? Like or
so high school.
Did he come to Prov?
Nah.
Oh my James. I would have known about that.
Yeah. But my junior year, I was with Adidas playing on the Adidas team for AAU, and I got invited to Adidas Nations, which is basically the top Adidas players across like the country or the world, like all come to a location for a camp, and they invite, you know, Adidas players. So James is an Adidas athlete, so they had him come through, and you know, a couple guys took pictures, met him and stuff. They had like, you know, Damian Lillard come through a couple times, Brandon Ingram came through. So I had met like a couple guys in high school.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, but that was cool. I mean, coming into that situation with those guys, like, it was good. But also, the part that shocked me the most was how, like, humble they were. Like, they weren't, like, acting, like, too good for anybody. You know, even though we were rookies coming in, they didn't know who I was. Like,
there wasn't, like, no rookie, like, hazing feeling?
Nah.
Really?
That team was a veteran team, you know. They don't got time really for that. It's just, you know, about basketball, about winning, and keep the main thing. Like, they're not really worried about, you know, making the rookies do a bunch of duties. Like, I didn't have rookie duties, to be honest, like that.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't. We had one thing that we actually did, which was, I think we were in Portland. We had to get donuts for the team. But that was one time.
And how many of you was all the rookies? How many?
4.
4 of you guys.
Yeah.
You just had to get donuts.
That was it.
Was it like Dunkin' Donuts?
Nah, Portland has a popular Voodoo Donuts.
Voodoo. Shout out to Voodoo Donuts.
Yeah.
Shit sounds scary though. I don't know if I'll eat
Promo,
them
I guess.
shits though.
Yeah, but apparently it's like, it's a big
Poppin'.
donut place.
Yeah, out there.
It was straight. I mean, they have like crazy flavors, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Out here, the PBD Donuts
PBD
thing?
Donuts, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Shout out PBD Donuts.
Did they eat the donuts? Or was it just like a thing?
Yeah.
They ate the donuts and
On the
everything?
plane, yeah.
Why you think they just get it for decoration?
I don't know. It's like, oh, just get us donuts. They might just like, let's gotta make them do something.
We got a little bit of everything. We got vegan donuts. Some guys wanted vegan donuts. So yeah, it was.
That sounds delicious.
Fuck is a vegan donut?
That sounds good though. I don't know.
I'm interested, bro.
I know. It might just be like an egg or something, like a circular egg.
I don't know what it's made out of, to be honest. I
Yo,
didn't try it.
Be made out of cardboard.
Jesus Christ. So now let's dive into more of your interaction, specifically with players. When it comes to Kyrie Irving, definitely one of the most fascinating entities in the history of basketball.
Yeah.
Whether it's controversial, whether he's the most loved, the most hated, he's that person that people know, will always know. And arguably, in my opinion, I think he's the best basketball player handles. I think he has the best handles in the history of the NBA. I'm not sure if you agree with that, but I definitely am going to vouch. You agree, you vouch, and you've seen it firsthand, so you would know more than me.
Yeah.
But speaking about being firsthand, what would you say to those who don't know, who've actually obviously been around Kyrie Irving? What's like something that you took away that you might be like, damn, I wish people who might be talking whatever online knew this about him, because you obviously got an opportunity to do that people don't.
Yeah.
So what would you say?
I mean, I wish people knew, like, he's human too. Like, it sounds weird to say, but I feel like that all the hate he gets, all the scrutiny, like, criticism is as if he's not a human being as well. You know what I mean? Like, if your best friend says they don't want to get vaccinated, you're not going to go and call them everything in the book because they don't want to get vaccinated, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because he don't.
Marlon.
You know?
That's crazy.
Just because, he don't want to get a vaccine or he wants to stand on the belief. Like, I don't believe he should be criticized at all. I love Kai. I think he's one of the best human beings, like, just that I know, because he stands on what he believes in. He's super, like, humble. He's very, welcoming. He's a nice dude. Like, I don't have any complaints about Kai.
Have you had, like, did you ever have, like, as of now, like, any cool, like, interactions with him off court that you can share?
Like I said, we, just joke around. That's our relationship with the whole, he's from Jersey, like Seton Hall and Providence. Like,
yeah,
that was really just our relationship. We didn't really, do too much else, but I don't really have any, like, cool stories like that. I mean, I played him. I guarded him a lot, when he wasn't playing because he wasn't allowed to, but, would come on the road when he could playing, like, pickup and stuff. Those were, like, good battles we had in practice.
Wow.
I think, like, he's definitely one of the hardest people I had to guard overall. But, yeah, but like I said, Kai's he's a great human being, bro.
Yeah.
The media is going to portray you as something, and sometimes there's nothing you can really do about it, but just continue to live your life, and those who know. Those who don't, don't. It is what it is.
What you think now? Weren't you a little mad because he,
Hey,
wasn't playing, vaccinated, and
I mean, I get people saying, like, oh, that comes with your job, right? Like, if you want to play, you have to get vaccinated. That's what you're doing. And obviously, he's in a big position. He's a leader on the team.
Yeah.
Whatever team's going to go on, he's going to be a leader. So, for him not to do that, like, people will say, oh, it's selfish, this and that. But, like, I don't want to get, like, into the whole vaccine thing because obviously that's, like, a
controversial, whatever.
Like,
the video might get taken down, bro.
people don't even, like, know too much about the vaccine too. Like, you getting vaccinated, I'm vaccinated, so it is what it is. But I don't know what's in the vaccine for real. Like,
but in general, let me play the devil's advocate real quick, right? So no, calm down. There's nothing crazy. Relax, guys. But when it comes to, like, someone who's a fan online, just watching, let's say a fan of the Brooklyn Nets specifically, let's say, right, Brooklyn Nets, and they're like, oh, damn, Kyrie Irving, they want to speak for you guys. They want to speak for the teammates. They're probably like, damn, why is Kyrie Irving not playing? If I was on the Brooklyn Nets, I'll feel like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you're supposed to represent the team. You represent the team. Like we're all going hard. We're all getting vaccinated. We're all doing our thing. And you're older than us, specifically you, like in a situation where you're a rookie.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, why?
Like,
If I'm them, I'll feel like that. Is he being selfish? Like, what's going on? What was your actual feeling? Because people put in words in your mouth, in the rookie's mouth, and the teammates' mouths. But what was your actual feeling as a teammate seeing this, where he wasn't day to day like you were?
Yeah.
He had his own personal beliefs. Like, what was that feeling? Did you feel like, what the fuck, or was it different? What do you feel?
Well, for one, we don't necessarily know the specific reason, right, that he's not getting vaccinated. Like, so whatever reason it could be, like, we don't know. And we're not going to criticize him on, like, for example, he was fasting.
Yeah.
We're not going to criticize him for fasting. That's his religion. Like a lot of guys do it. So why are we going to criticize him for that when that could be something maybe religious? Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for me, it didn't affect me because I'm like, he's his own man.
Yeah.
As a man, you can't force another man to do anything. Obviously, like, we love Kai. We want Kai to play. It's not a secret that we want Kai to play.
Yeah.
But if that's what he chooses, I think, that's his own decision, and just live with whatever happens.
Facts.
We all have jobs, and we come in, do our job, and that's what we can take care of. We can't really take care of anybody else.
Yeah.
But
I think that should make your team chemistry stronger. You don't want to be fighting it.
Yeah, no,
like
we
that.
never ever fought. We never ever, like, there was never no tension, none of that. When he came in, it was always love. Like, it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
The media just kind of portrays it and twists it in a way that it isn't.
Yeah.
Trying to get some type of publicity, but it just, at the end of the day, there was no bad tension, no bad energy around it. Like,
There wasn't no one in the locker room throwing towels and like frustrated. He's out of here. He's not here tonight again. What the fuck? We needed him tonight. It was nothing how like motherfuckers try to make it seem on Twitter.
Nah, at least like from what I could see, no.
No.
I mean, if guys, whatever conversation they had in their own time, it is what it is. But from my perspective, nah.
Yeah. There we have it. A lot of people from the bird's eye view, And speaking of this situation specifically with Kyrie right now, there's so many rumors. I think today's like a new rumor. There's been so many rumors ever since the trade deadline passed and everything on the current state of his situation with the Brooklyn Nets. And if he is being traded, if they're requesting the trade, if he wants to leave the team. What can you share upon that situation, being a Brooklyn Net yourself, that as of now yourself, obviously you're still on the team, and obviously he's a teammate of yours. What can you share on that actual situation that can be shared?
I have absolutely no idea about any of that. I literally don't. I'm not just saying that. I literally don't.
Yeah.
Like, I find out everything on Twitter just like, you guys.
Yeah. There's no quote-unquote inside scoop, like how people make it seem like, oh, yeah.
Not at all. As far as I know, whatever the latest, like, legit headline there is, that's what I know.
Yeah.
I don't know, really.
Yeah, and how does it feel like, I'm pretty sure I know your answer, but obviously people want to know, because you've given that same energy the whole time, so I'm pretty sure you're going to give, like, the same type of vibe. So when it comes to, like, this situation, you're a teammate, does that feel frustrating at all, where, like, you don't know the fate of your team, especially arguably, like, the captain sort of say, because obviously he's the point guard. Does that feel frustrating at all, where it's like you don't know what's going to happen next season, or are you just kind of going with the rhythm of everything and just like, fuck it?
Yeah, with me, I just, whatever 15 guys is on the team at the beginning of the year, all right, we rocking.
Yeah.
We just going to try to make something shake. But, in terms of like the uncertainty, it's a business, It's not like we're the only ones in this situation. Like, there's other guys on other teams too who request trades that, for a period of time, they don't know if they're staying, if they're leaving. Like, that's just what comes with this business.
Facts.
For me, I'm just worried about having a job this season.
Yeah.
Like each season, that's what it's going to be, where I make sure I have a job, I can feed myself and my family. everybody else, like, yeah, we want to win 1,000%. Like, I want to win for sure, you know. But I think whatever guys are lined up at the beginning of the season, we're just gonna rock with them and make something happen.
Yeah. At the end of the day, key words: business and job.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. You got to do what you got to do for yourself as well. You know, you can have the fantasy mentality where it's like, oh, team, but it's like everyone's an individual, so everyone's gonna make their own individual decisions. You know, so it is what it is. And I like how you're highlighting that, because a lot of people would assume, oh, it has to be like, oh, ruckus, drama behind the scenes, blah 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 blah. But it's just a situation where it's like everyone's going about their situation their own way, and it is what it is, right? And specifically there was, I'm not sure if it was confirmed, there was a report recently where people were talking about the trades and everything that's happening with the Nets, the allegations, and then there was an article that was like, but people are not talking about David Duke's extension. Where is your state? Is this accurate? And I'm going to add a question to that after, where the headline read, David Duke signs, I want to say a 2-year extension, something of that nature, for $1.5 million, something of that nature. And then also to add to that, does it feel weird, even like the idea of now being a public figure and people even knowing like how much money you have or how much money you could make, but also confirming that rumor?
Well, nah, that rumor ain't true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Nah.
So no contract yet with the like an added extension with the Nets?
No. That I've signed, no. I haven't signed anything. And I don't think that rumor is necessarily true, to be honest. Well, I know the rumor ain't true, but I feel like the wording was a little different.
Off.
Yeah. But in terms of like the contract being like public and stuff like that, I mean, I hope it doesn't affect anything, you know? Like, I don't want people to look at me differently now because they know how much money I make, or, you know, feel a certain way towards me, or feel like even entitled to things. Like, I just wish, you know, people keep the same energy that they had when I was back in class school right now, you know? Like, I don't think money should change anybody, but that the hard truth is that it will, you know?
No matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. But that's why you got to get people around you who love you for free, you know, and not for a price, because that's hard nowadays. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, that's just what comes with this. And I just got to rock with it and live with it. You know, that's just going to be something else that I got to maneuver through. But, you know, there's bigger problems than just figuring out who's going to really genuinely love you, you know.
No, that's a fact. So. But have you had any weird interactions where it's like you got some random old cousins, or like someone that's a fake cousin, like, yo, what's up, man? Or like, yo, let me borrow, yo, I got this. Yo, if you put 50 grand into this week, I can help you. We can make $2 million by next year. As if you got any weird like shit like that yet?
In terms of like people coming asking for money, nah. But like I feel like on social media like Twitter, IG, there's always like random accounts. It's like, oh, my cousin, this is my cousin, or like just saying something like as if we're cousins. Where and I'll go on their page and I don't know who the hell they are. You know what I mean? Like, but.
Motherfuckers be capping.
Not yet. Let's just say not yet, right?
Not yet.
Yeah. So no.
Until that $100 million plus contract happens, God willing. I think you're deserving. It's gonna happen. The NBA is throwing money at people, rightfully so, because it's like they're so rich. It's a rich corporation. It's the biggest sport right now, and you guys are very talented and well deserving of that. You know, so time will tell. That's gonna be crazy when I see that, reading that. I'm gonna be like, yo, that's crazy. It happened.
That'll be a time I cry again.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry for you.
Cry for you, bro.
I'm gonna cry for you.
I appreciate that, man.
Oh my god, damn! You know. But speaking of Twitter, real quick, backtracing to something that we kind of touched upon earlier, something I definitely wanted you to discuss and provide you the opportunity to discuss on this platform. Your name. For those who don't know, David Duke. The name David Duke is also a name that you share with 72-year-old former Grandmaster of the KKK. Now, you know.
Whoa!
You didn't know this?
Wasn't ready for that one.
You weren't ready for that one, huh?
Yo.
You weren't ready for that one. You know, I want you to provide your answer to this question, but I'm gonna have my own answer because I have a heavy opinion on this. Yeah. But I want you to do your thing first. Obviously, So, how does that feel? The idea of these accounts, everyone online, not everyone, obviously, certain accounts, whoever may be making this a situation where it's like they literally come for your family. Like they'll be like, why did his parents name him that? Whoa, what a horrible name. Oh, wait, which one are we talking about?
Right.
Like they make it a thing.
Yeah.
Right? And you being you, David Duke Jr., how do you go with that? Like, how do you deal with this?
I mean, at this point, it don't bother me like at all, like not one bit. But I'll tell you, like from early on, it did. I probably started getting this like, let's say 8th, 9th grade.
Wow.
On social media, yeah. Like if I was to go to a tournament, play good, and like the company who's like running the tournament, they got social media. They'll tweet like, "Oh, David Duke Jr. of so and so team, played really well this weekend." Somebody's in the comments, David who? Like, what's his name? And at that point, like I already knew who David Duke was, just from other people like bringing it up to me and stuff like that. But like for a little bit, it did affect me, because I'm like questioning, damn, like why am I named after this dude,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I also know like this is my father's name, right? Like I'm upholding my father's name, not that other guy. You know what I mean? And I just feel like people's asking me, oh, why don't you change your name? Do you consider that? Like, no, why would I change my name? You know what I mean? Like,
that's one of the
what
worst
is that?
questions I saw. When they asked you that, I was like, this is ridiculous. Why would they even ask him that?
Yeah, why would you ask me to change my name? I don't think it's that serious. And if anything, like, would you ask him to change his name? No. But at the end of the day, like, I'm 22 years old, right? He's what, 72?
72. 50
So,
years.
50
literally.
years older than me. I didn't know who the hell he was till somebody brought it up.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I want to make sure that, hopefully one day you search up David Duke, I'm the pictures that, pop up. I'm the ones that,
You change history.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we don't got to, acknowledge him and his history, whatnot, but it is what it is at this point in time. Like, I don't really get affected by it. It's just something that's just always going to happen. No matter
100%.
what.
The bigger you get, the more it's gonna be a thing. So it's good that you're building tough skin now, because,
For sure.
in my opinion, it's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
You're fucking idiots. Leave them the fuck alone.
It's just not. It ain't worth responding to.
Yeah, no, it's not worth the attention.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, and it's like,
Like, just imagine somebody like with you guys' names like tweeting at you like, "Oh, why are you named that?" Like, what do you mean? I don't know.
Oh, no, listen.
I didn't
Why the
choose
fuck
my-
do I have to explain that shit to
I'll
you?
tell you.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
You know what I'm
listen to
saying?
this.
Who the
You
fuck
know
are
what I
you?
mean?
I don't give a fuck if you know why I'm named after.
No,
What the fuck?
listen to this. I have a
Oh,
quick
go with
story.
that, bro. Oh,
So in
man.
elementary school,
What happened to you?
there was a new kid that came
Fuck.
into my grade, I guess,
Same
from my
name.
school, and he was named Victor. For those who don't know, my legal name's Victor. He came into the school,
Okay.
and there was rumors that he was making it a thing. He was like, I'm the first Victor, or I was the first Victor. There's
Elementary
another
school.
Victor in Robert L. Bailey Elementary School off of Broad Street.
Damn.
Crazy.
And I'm like, damn, what would I do? Was this going to be an issue?
What happened?
Tell my mom?
You took the throne?
I told my mom
Mm.
the next day.
Like, how do you
At
deal
pickup,
with that?
my mom went up to this kid and literally put the fear of God in him. She was screaming at him like, leave my son alone. What the hell are you talking about? That's his name. What are you coming at him? Because his name is just a name. Blah, blah, blah.
That's
Spazzing
funny.
at him. And I was like, woof.
She's a real one for that one, though.
Guess what? Never saw that kid again in my life.
Like,
I think
really?
till this day, I've never seen him. I
Man.
don't know if he's alive.
Man.
You know, God willing, God bless. I don't wish death
Hopefully,
on nobody.
right, yeah.
But it's that is like dumb. Like, you know, have your own parents like felt that way obviously about these trolls online about your name? Is like, have you had this discussion with them, because obviously they named you?
Yeah, I feel like we've never really had like a real conversation about it. I know my dad has gotten like some heat for it because his name is obviously David.
David,
Duke,
and you could David Duke Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not because of me, but just his own name.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, traveling, giving his ID, right? So somebody at the airport, and like having a hard time. I think he told me there was a story where he went to New Orleans, and at the airport when he was leaving, obviously you have to give your ID and stuff, and the TSA people or whatever were like looking at his ID and like as if it was like a joke, like, and you know, talking about it with each other.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I mean, like at the end of the day, bro, what are they gonna do? Put you in jail, hurt you because your name is something? Like, no. So you just take it, and I feel like it's just not even there's no argument that's like worth arguing over. If you got something to say about it, like, yeah.
It adds to your
Get over
story.
it.
I'll say that much. It definitely adds to your story. It adds to, you know, the dynamics of the David Duke Jr., you know, journey in your life, your career, because you face so many obstacles, real ones, crazy ones, and this is one of the dumb ones. But it's still an obstacle because you can't control how you feel. It's gonna fuck with you. It's fucked with you in the past. Doesn't fuck with you no more. Thank God. But it's
Like,
something that
yeah.
affects your mental health. You know, affected. You know, your state of mind. Maybe for a game the next day because people are doing that. And God forbid, I'm not sure has it happened where like they'll do it at the games, like even like scream about it.
Not really. But you know, it's something weird because it's dumb, but at the same time, like I just don't even want to like hear about it, right? So
Yeah.
like.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
No.
No, I'm just-
In this environment,
No, I get
it's
it.
cool,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like, but there was one
ESPN
time.
take or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, that ain't happened. At least not yet,
No,
right?
it ain't.
Oh, matter of fact, speaking on that, I think there was a highlight I had this past year where I dunked on somebody like bad,
Mhm.
and it was like on ESPN and whatnot. They were going through the highlights, and I think Charles Barkley said something.
But
It was
that's different.
it was-
Charles is funny.
Yeah, he was trolling. He was
I,
like,
and he was like something about your name, like, oh,
yeah,
that
it was
name.
February, so he was like, David Duke. He was like, I'm not calling another black man David Duke in Black History Month or something like that. That was funny.
Yeah.
But there was one time though, like on a serious note, that I was at the airport and I was arriving to my gate, and something happened with my seat. So you know how they put on the intercom? I think I was in Boston or whatever. And they were like, "Can David Duke please come to the desk or whatnot?"
Holy
And
shit.
I just like stopped because I just seen like a bunch of heads like turn.
Oh man.
And
Would have thought they said Adolf Hitler or some shit. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
you know, so, and I literally like, I don't know why, just in that moment, I just like kind of froze up a little bit. I like didn't want to go because I didn't want people to acknowledge like, oh, that's who this kid's name's David Duke or whatever, you know? So like, I literally like stopped for like 2 minutes. And like, I was just looking at everybody, like looking around. Like I just see like, you know, old white people, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I was just like, whatever. I went up, and that it is what it is. I had my headphones in, so if somebody said something, I probably just didn't hear him. But
Yeah.
like, that was like the only time where it ever like kind of shook me a little bit, like that people really, you know, get affected
Yeah.
by hearing that.
That's
But I
crazy.
don't know. It's like I said, other than that, I don't really get it in person. You know, it's never really been an issue like that.
And I doubt it's going to be, bro. I doubt
Yeah.
people are fucking bitches online. They're not going to come up to you and tweet or say what they tweeted. They're not going to come up to you
Yeah, no,
and
no
be like,
chance.
yo, your name is David Duke. Your parents should have named you something else, man. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, nah. But there has been a couple times where, like, you know, somebody who I meet, you know, will bring something up. It would be like an older person, like bring something up, but not like in like a meme, but just like acknowledge it. I'm just like, ha, like, I gotta laugh it off a little bit. But
Oh, David Duke. Oh, yeah. The
yeah, he's like,
Klansman.
they were like, oh, do you know what that is? I'm like, yeah, I do.
Mm.
But after that, I just don't even acknowledge like the conversation really. Yeah.
No, it's crazy because it is dumb, but I definitely, you know, historically when it comes to sports, it's going to be, your name's going to be one of the names that stands out no matter what forever because of the slight controversy that people add to it.
Right.
Because of that.
Right.
It's going to be for life, you know? So, but like I said, I think it's only going to add to your journey and your story. So it's
It's just like I said.
it's a
it's
blessing
the
in
role.
disguise in a sense where it can build you stronger, I would say,
Yeah.
you know, but
Right.
obviously it fucking sucks.
It's just the role that I got in life, right? Like battling obstacles. That's just my role, and I happen to be decent at it, I would say, you know, like getting through obstacles and stuff. So maybe this is just something that I can handle, because maybe to the next person, they wouldn't be able to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that would destroy them, but maybe that's why they're not going through something like that in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like if you're placed in a position, like sometimes it's not the worst thing. It's just because, you know, you can handle it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's true. It's very true. And going back to, because I know definitely a couple fans wanted answers to the situations when it came to your position on the team, and you've seen a lot already throughout your rookie year. One of the biggest moments that happened recently, obviously, was a trade between James Harden and Ben Simmons, who's now on the team. Ben Simmons. Yeah. What was your reaction to that situation? And yeah, just in general, because now you do have a new teammate, and the transition of that teammate leaving, which you kind of already had a repertoire with. You said that he was cool and shit, like, you know, James Harden. You guys had your interactions, good vibes from him. But now him leaving, and now Ben Simmons being added to the team, someone that everyone's criticized online, you know, another one of the most controversial athletes amongst the NBA. It comes to Kyrie, to Ben Simmons. This is his interview, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We love him over here.
Wow.
But yeah, so what was your reaction to that?
Yeah, that was crazy. I think it happened, matter of fact, at like the last hour, last half hour before trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
And they had talked about it, you know, but I didn't think it was really going to happen, because that whole time they're talking about it, you know, James still in practice. He's still, you know.
But who talked about, like, people online or?
Yeah. Online. So I'm seeing it on ESPN like every day, and he's still at practice, whatnot. Everything's cool, and then, matter of fact, there was something that came out, I think, where the higher ups in our organization said, like, "Yo, we're not trading James Harden." You know, so I was like,
I remember
it's
that.
a done deal. You know,
people were like, "Oh, he's not going nowhere."
But you know, like I said, it's a business, so
yeah.
It is what it is. I think I was really shocked, though. At the same time, I wasn't, because I think we were going on a trip during the trade deadline, and like the day before, and he like didn't come. So I was like, oh, maybe
it made sense now,
or maybe like come like later on. I don't know, but then it happened. I was like, damn,
wow,
that's crazy.
Was it like a formal goodbye, or like how does that go? It just yeah.
And whoever else got traded, like, you know, Paul Millsap too, like he got traded as well. That's not making headlines, but you know, he's still a part of our team.
Another great player. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Another one that was within my team. And it's just like, it's just so crazy, and it makes you realize how it is a business, because it's no formal goodbye, right? Like, as soon as you're traded, as soon as you're signed with another team, literally, you don't even come and pack your stuff up. You have the workers of the team in your locker taking stuff out, ready to ship it to the next thing. Like,
yeah, that's what. Not to cut you off, but that's what Kwity Paye said in the NFL during his rookie season. He said that it was shocking realizing, like, he's in there, there's other new players in there, and he would literally see their lockers being packed up, lockers literally next to his, and he was like, "Damn, this shit's real." Like, this is, and it reminded him, like, "Oh, this is a business. You could be here today and gone tomorrow."
Right.
So it makes it that much more, at times, like, you have to have like a competitive mindset within yourself. It's like, fuck, I thought I already proved myself, but oh, hold up, I can't. I could be traded.
Can't get content.
Yeah, you gotta stay on your toes.
Yeah, and like that should be something that drives you to that point where you're like, okay, I gotta, you know, always come in with a competitive mindset. Like, I gotta prove myself every single day. It shouldn't like make you feel so anxious. Like, are they about to trade? Like, no, don't worry about that. You know what I mean? Like, just handle what you can handle. Yeah, and everything's gonna work out. Like, even if you are traded, it's not the end of the world. Like, majority of players get traded. You know, it's rare that nowadays that players stay with the team. So, you know, if that happens, don't hold your head down either. Like, just keep your chin high, and whatever situation you walk into, make the most out of that one too. Like, it's a business. At the end of the day, that's what happens. Like, it might not be that you did something wrong. Maybe it's that another team, like whatever player, you know, they're trying to give away, or that the team that you're on is trying to get, you know, maybe your value kind of fits in the package, you know, like, it is what it is. But yeah, that definitely, it showed me like it ain't just like a whole camaraderie. I mean, you guys have chemistry, right? You guys build camaraderie, but it's not like college.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a brotherhood, but at the same time, it's not like
There's a goal.
there's a goal.
Yeah.
It's a business. It's not like we're buddies like all the fucking time. Like if the
You do
star
meet-
wants to leave, he can leave.
You do meet people along the way, that you really,
Become buddies.
build good friendships and stuff with. But,
Yeah.
you still got to understand that doesn't mean you're always going to be in the same team. Like, they could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not permanent. And now with the new addition of Ben Simmons, the controversial Ben Simmons that everyone talks about, always in the headlines, how has that been? Or have you not even experienced that yet? Like, have you had any interactions with Ben Simmons and stuff?
Yeah, I've talked with Ben, a few times. He's same thing. He's a really good dude, like cool dude, not like into himself, like doesn't
No,
think he's
no
too
crazy
good.
ego.
Yeah, like being around him, no. He obviously was dealing with injuries coming in right away, so we didn't really get to be on the court together. But I think, coming into this next season, like he has a lot on his shoulders. I would say that, I don't try to put any type of like criticism or anything like that on him. I kind of feel for him. He's been criticized so much, but he's a 3-time All-Star.
Yeah.
Former Defensive Player of the Year. Like, he ain't a bum.
No. No.
He didn't play whatever when he was with Philly, but it's just more convenient to say what the crowd is saying.
Yeah.
Than to stand with him. But at the end of the day, he's my teammate. And I am gonna stand with him. Because at the end of the day, I know if I was to be in that position, and I don't know what I would have to do to be in a position where I didn't play with Philly and I'm traded and now I'm hurt and rehabbing and the media is just on my back like crazy. Like, I don't know how I would deal with it. But like I said, we all get roles that we can handle. There's nothing that's gonna be in life that's too hard to handle.
Yeah.
So I feel like for him, like, he don't need me to be on him saying, "Oh, bro, you're soft, you're this, you're that." Like, nah. He need me to be somebody that's supportive.
Facts.
As a teammate, you know what I'm saying, and give the same grace to somebody that you would want in return, like if he was in that position.
Do you think, or do you know, obviously, if it was what he has spoken or allegedly spoken on when it comes to like his mental health, like in your opinion, like obviously he went through injuries, but I guess mental health obviously can be an additive that happens during your injuries. Your mental health is going to be tested when you're injured. So was it like a mental health issue in your opinion? If you mind sharing, like what would you think was like the reason mainly for, his, because I remember there was this time that he was supposed to play. I think was it during the again, I'm not Matt Barnes, people. I'm not an expert right here, but from what I remember, he was supposed to play maybe during like the playoffs or
This past season.
this past season, but then he didn't. He was in the court side, and then you see Twitter going crazy. Ben Simmons again with a fly outfit. He can dress nice and shit, but what the fuck? Why are you not playing, bro? Like what's going on? You don't look injured to me. Is your mental health? You looking fly? You dripped up. You look good to me.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, but it wasn't, at least not from my perspective. I don't think it was mental. Like, he was really injured, and he ended up getting surgery after the season.
Which a lot of people fail to highlight.
Yeah, you don't get surgery just for fun.
I don't know.
So like something was really wrong, and obviously, as a player, you're gonna want to play. You're gonna say like, okay, I feel like I can go. But if a doctor assesses you and they don't feel the same way and they feel like it's smarter, maybe you could play, but maybe it's just not worth it because you could get hurt or whatever's hurting could end up being worse. But yeah, so I don't know a specific reason, but I do know that like he was intending to play though.
Yeah,
for sure. But obviously, like with the surgery coming up after the season, like I think that should show like he really was hurt.
Yeah, he probably just took like a preventative measure.
Yeah,
and was like, oh, I want to do it, but hey, maybe not.
For sure. And I mean, as a fan, like you want Brooklyn to win. You want Brooklyn to be the best they can. So obviously, we have Ben Simmons. We want him to play, but it's a business too, right? Like if he plays and he ends up hurting himself even more, now he might not get picked up because nobody wants to take a chance on him, right? Because he's injured. Like now what? He's going to be screwed out of the rest of his career? No. So he's got to take a preventative measure and, go from there, deal with whatever comes with it. But he's been back in Brooklyn. After this past off season when I was back in Brooklyn too, like he's rehabbing, putting a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
He looks good, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this next year goes for him.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I'm there to see the elevation and the progress and how he maneuvers like through all of this, because I know it ain't easy for sure.
Yeah. And when it comes to this next season, real quick, we spoke about the Kyrie, the trading rumors, but there's also Kevin Durant trading rumors. Is it the same answer with that? You don't know? You don't have no.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Same
Business
thing.
is business. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I imagine. Because at the end of the day, business is business, and these are people that lead their own destiny, and they've already won championships. So it's like they can decide how to go about it. They're gonna look at it differently than a rookie would, or someone that doesn't have that championship and that chip and has won that. But yeah, and when it comes to now, we spoke about Ben Simmons, and he's one of the few athletes in basketball ever to be compared directly to LeBron James. When it comes to LeBron James, recently this past weekend, we saw him at the Drew League, shutting it down, going crazy. It went viral, playing against people who obviously aren't in the NBA, but might be amongst those who we discussed earlier that damn near are, if not better than a lot of people in the league, but just didn't have the opportunity, and they had the chance to literally play with LeBron James, one of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
What was your reaction seeing that, if you obviously saw it as an NBA player yourself?
Yeah. I thought it was legendary. I mean, the Drew League is one of the best, men's leagues out there. I think it's definitely has its history with NBA players playing in it. I think the last time LeBron played in it was like 2011.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy, like, to even say that and like realize how long he's been in the NBA.
11 years later.
He's literally been in the NBA for half of his life.
Yeah.
I think he's 36 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got in when he was like 18. It's nuts. But, I mean, I thought it was legendary to see him, go back and, play in it. And it's good to kind of do that because it's not just about the game. I think it's about, being around. Like, he's not like Batman where you just never see him and can't, like, be up close. Like, He's involved, yeah. Not like all the time, but he's still LeBron James. But at the same time, he was still, lace up and go and play, and things like that. So I think it was cool to see.
What has been your interactions with him? Like, what was that first time ever? Like, how did that feel facing him, facing that team? How was that?
The first time I played against the Lakers was in a preseason game, and he didn't play, but he was there though. Him, Westbrook, and stuff. That was cool. I mean, just playing the Staples Center, I mean, it's just
Legendary, yeah.
Yeah, it's a different feeling playing in there. But I ain't met him. I ain't spoke to him.
Nothing yet, yeah.
Yeah, no, not yet. So hopefully though.
Yeah. And when it comes to LeBron and these great players, who is your top 5 NBA players of all time, if you have one right now?
Ooh.
It's gonna be a good
You're
one.
gonna have Rose in there.
No, don't answer for him. It's not your interview.
I know he's gonna have. I know he's gonna have Rose.
No, he might not.
No, I'm not gonna have Rose in there.
Okay.
You thought you knew him.
This guy.
The top 5 though. Gotta put Jordan and Bron. I'm not going in order though, cause it's too much. Like
Yeah, no order, just 5.
Yeah, Bron, Jordan.
Bron, Jordan.
I'm gonna just go from what I feel,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Yeah.
this ain't law. Like
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an opinion, you know.
It's your opinion. And your opinion might change in the future.
I think Curry.
Mm.
And I'm taking all like rings and all that out of it. It's just about players of the game,
Yeah.
So KD,
Mm.
Curry, Bron, Jordan.
One more. David Duke Jr.
Hopefully one
One
day.
day, definitely.
Go one day. Damn. I didn't see enough like players from back then, but I had Magic Johnson just
Magic Johnson.
'cause, yeah.
Especially as a guard.
Yeah, tall, guard, can pass the hell out the ball, like lead teams to, rings, like
Pioneer.
Yeah, pioneer for sure. And that's part of it, like outside of the rings and stuff, because, I can be on a team and not play and have a ring, right? So, but like players of the game, I think Bron, he's one of the smartest players ever to play the game. Curry changed the game for sure with his offensive ability, emphasizing the 3-point shot. KD, what he's able to do at 7 foot, I think is a lot of 7 foot is gonna have to, you're not gonna have to be playing back against the basket now. You're gonna be expected to be able to make a 3 now, like a lot of different things. Jordan is Jordan, like best athletes ever. And then those are my.
And who would you say is the one, if you have to? People
one?
always have the discussion: who's the GOAT? LeBron, Jordan, now Curry. Obviously, Curry's always been a part of the discussion, but after coming off a phenomenal year, which he always has phenomenal years, but this year kind of felt a different type of special. People are discussing him more. Obviously, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But who
why am I bugging?
Oh, you want to swap someone?
I gotta put Kobe
in the 5.
I'm tripping, and that's the problem.
That's the thing.
When we talk about GOATs, like a lot of people just say who's the GOAT, Bron or Jordan, but they leave Kobe out. I don't know why.
I don't know.
I gotta put Kobe in there because at least like in my lifetime I was able to see.
Yeah.
Kobe. Magic.
Let's swap him with Magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Swap
Kobe
a Laker for a
sure.
Laker.
But the one, I feel like when it's said and done, Bron, man, he's just been going for a minute, and like he's been productive for a minute. If he gets like, what's he at, 4 rings right now?
If he gets, what you think, at least 6 or passing Jordan?
How many more years do you think he has in him? Me and Vic were talking about it the other
I
day.
feel like he got like to like 40.
How old is he now?
40. He's 36, so he
36.
got 4.
I said
4
3 years.
years
I
the
said
other
3 or
day,
4
I
years.
think.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows, man?
Yeah.
Because I know there's some guys out there that can't really move that's still on the NBA team, that's still on the court, right?
Yeah.
And
Carter just retired. No, Vince Carter.
Yeah,
just
around like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Bron's still moving.
Yeah.
So like I feel like it's gonna take a while for him to get to that point. And he loves the game. Like just from looking outside in, like I feel like he loves the game so much that he's gonna want to. I know he's talked about wanting to play with his son, which would be crazy.
Whew. Talk about a moment in the history of sports. That would be crazy. That's gonna be crazy when it does happen.
Yeah.
But I agree wholeheartedly, and it might be a generational thing, but at the same time, I'm from a class where I'm looking at it all levels, not just on the court, off the court.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan has done what he's done when it comes to the brand, Jordan, whatever, but when it comes to philanthropy and as an actual person in a business, LeBron James is really untouchable in sports. Like, he does so much. He has ownership in soccer. He has ownership in baseball. He's doing things like coming to the Drew League just for fun, like, and killing it, obviously.
Started a school.
Opened a whole school, I promise.
Kids to college.
Scholarship,
yeah.
He's doing all types of facets of things, His shoes were very successful. Right now, who is up to you guys for your own opinion? They've kind of been, I don't know, it's kind of getting weird with the designs.
Yeah, not a lot of people.
People aren't really rocking them. Growing up, obviously the LeBron 5s. You remember the
early ones were.
the wolf gray
My favorites
LeBrons?
were the LeBron 9s.
Woo.
Nines were tough. Your taxis and the Hornets and shit.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. The wolf gray 9s, right?
Yeah.
The gray ones.
I actually had the gray ones, yeah.
Oh my god,
Those are the only LeBrons.
Those are crazy.
those were so hard to
You
get.
know what's crazy? Like, we were rocking them like as like
Style.
like
With jeans.
styles,
Drip,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
we weren't
Like,
dribbling in the
if
court
you
in the halls.
You had
Nah.
Bron
It's
9s
just- they didn't
with
touch
some
court.
Truies and
Yeah, Truies, yeah.
polo, like
This
you
shit-
was it.
That
Never
was it.
touched the court, bro. Just
Never
concrete.
touched the court.
Yeah,
But
bro.
damn near. Don't get it fucked up. We're in the hallways. You try to cross me over. I got
You
the
ready
shoes
to
on.
guard, yeah.
Them
You
shoes is
gonna
gonna
be ready.
squeak.
In middle school, you gon' you know what I'm saying, dress down day, you wear your bronze and stuff. with
Yeah.
your- maybe a true religion and whatnot. But at recess,
Yeah.
you ready because you got the
Yeah.
bronze on anyway.
You know? Nowadays, not so much, but it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. I think he has to revisit the retros a lot.
Yeah.
Similar to how Jordan does it.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's gonna have his time. But that's dope. I agree with that, man. LeBron James, I think when it's all said and done, it's gonna go down in history as the best, the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
You know, and you're seeing it firsthand. Like you're a part of that. You know, you haven't met him yet, obviously, but it's bound to happen. It's gonna happen, whatever. But you are there. You're seeing it. You're breathing the same air. So you are coming from a different perspective where that's one of your peers. You know, not a teammate, an actual team, but in the same league. You're around each other.
It's crazy, like, to even say, like, I played against the, you know, when it's said and done, like, even just to say one of the greatest players to ever play the game. I played with 2, 3 of, like, there's more, but, like, of the greatest players ever, you know, that were on my team. Is crazy, you know, in the history of basketball. Like, I don't really
sit back and think
do
about
that
it
too much, but, like, it's just nuts to really even, you know, think about that. Like, damn.
Oh, yeah, that's why these conversations are important, because you got to sometimes reflect. And if not you, when you speak about it, other people can reflect. And also it becomes a time capsule that you maybe can look back in the future and reflect on it by hearing yourself speak about these things that are casually happening in your life. But it's like, holy shit, at the same time, it's like you become numb to it because it's destined. You're great. You deserve it. But at the same time, it's okay to look back and be like, fuck, that shit is actually fucking cool. Like, that's not regular. It's regular because you're used to it now, but you're in a rare circumstance, you know, and you're one of them ones. So it's like you deserve that. That's why you're put in that position, you know. But also, aside from that, how do you feel when it comes to, we kind of discussed it a bit off of air. A couple last questions. We're going to get you out of here. We don't want to take up too much of your time. When it comes to off the court now, players like Draymond Green, this whole agenda now with new media, athletes are becoming off-court personalities, whether it's during them playing or after retiring, they're becoming it and becoming journalists and starting their podcasts and just becoming these, you know, more of a household names for other reasons than their skill on the court. How do you feel about that, and what are your thoughts on it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I think, like, too many times we take heat from analysts and people who really haven't experienced it. You ain't been in the NBA. You haven't been in professional sports in general, and you're criticizing somebody's game. Like, to me, it's just dumb. You know, like, how can you sit outside of that and say, oh, they're not good enough, they're this and that, they need to do this, their team needs to do that. Like, you can study a game or a sport, but, like, you will never really understand, like, the ins and outs and, like, the mental side of it and just so many different things unless you're in it. So I think with players and stuff, you know, retired or even during, like, starting these things like podcasts and being journalists and commentators and stuff like that, I think is great. Yeah. Because it puts people who have the experience and who are credible, you know, behind it. And now, like, when you're getting criticism, it's like you're getting criticism from a teammate, you know, like, you can take criticism from a teammate because it's like, okay, I know you've been through that. Yeah. It's coming from a different space. And, you know, some, like, still they may say things that are dumb, whatever, but, like, at the end of the day, I'd rather it be something from somebody who played than somebody who didn't play or has that experience. Yeah, and I feel like so far we have good examples, especially, like, you know, Draymond Green. He definitely pushes the bar sometimes, but recently he had that situation with Kendrick Perkins, and he apologized. You know, he went back and realized, like, he went too far, you know, calling him out his name. But there's going to be, you know, bumps in the road when you're starting a new career, a new path, because you're used to, you know, the straight career, basketball, but now you're speaking about basketball, so you have to control your platform, and you're going to go about it. Have you thought about that yourself? Like, do you see yourself ever doing that in the future, like becoming a podcaster, journalist, or just someone that comments on the game? I mean, I haven't really thought about anything like that, but, like, I'm always thinking of random stuff that I could get into, and a podcast has, like, crossed my mind before. Yeah. Just because I love, like, having conversations, like, intellectual conversations about, and no, just gotta be basketball, like, anything, life in general. Yeah. You know, like, I like talking about things, like, giving advice. I like, you know, always learning more about something. So that's one thing. But other than that, I don't know. I do want to be around the game, though, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to go too far away from it ever? Yeah. Nah, not really. Not really. I definitely, like, want to be a part of it.
Yeah. And when it comes to off the court, when it comes to, this is something that we spoke about it also off of camera, where the idea of rappers always want to become basketball players want to become rappers.
Yeah.
Who are your top 5 rappers when it comes to you?
Thing is, I don't just listen to like rap, right? Like,
Artists.
yeah, I would say artists because I'm not always trying to hear like. I
Hip-hop.
honestly don't play rap. That's not my like most played genre.
Really?
You know?
What do you play, like R&B?
Yeah, like it's just however I'm feeling that day or whatever space I'm trying to get into. You know, I feel like for me, music like puts me in a certain space. I do believe that music like can affect your mood and just your thoughts as well. I feel like if you're listening to constantly about like drugs, guns, like abusing women and like stuff like that, like it just has you in like a boxed in like mind frame a little bit.
Spinning the block on your ops.
I can't relate to any of that of it, you know. But like, you know, certain songs like the beats hard,
The
right?
energy
behind it, yeah. So like there's certain music, like good music, yeah, but you know, like I said, it just depends what kind of space I'm trying to get into. I literally listen to like you can say everything.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you like what's on your playlist like before a game? Do you listen to like what? Like rock?
So nah. So that I ain't gonna go that far and say rock or like
I
heavy
thought you were gonna
metal.
start hitting us with some names and shit like Queen, Beatles, Elvis.
Nah.
I'm like, damn.
So like in the summer league, I'll just give you my playlist for summer league. I was playing heavy Afro beats. Heavy.
Burna Boy.
Before the game.
Yeah.
That was just what I was on.
Yeah.
That's because I just feel like that got me like going. I wanted to like be in a good mood like going into the game. I didn't want to be angry. Like I didn't want to be pressed. I didn't want to feel no type of like pressure or anything. Like I feel like when I hear Afro beats, like it's always a vibe. Like
Yeah. Happy energy.
it gets me going. So that's what I was on.
Yeah. But when it comes to you don't even have like one like favorite rapper like
One all time,
even like growing up?
One all time, I say Drake.
Drake.
Yeah.
Okay, Drake's number 1.
Because he's like, I feel like he's just ahead of our time. Like still, like now, think about what he just put out, right? Like
You fuck with the new album?
yeah.
Yeah.
Think about like how everybody hated it,
Yeah.
you know, but now everybody's loving it.
You know how sticky it gets. You know.
That's probably one of the hardest songs.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest songs this year.
But it's like he knows that too. I know somebody clipped the interview where he was talking about it. That I forgot which interview it was. The last one was like 2 hours long.
Yeah, probably the Rap Radar one when he was talking about that music comes out, people want to rush to Twitter in the first 2 weeks.
They want to
be the first ones. Yeah, we spoke about that here. Yeah, we
Right.
spoke about that clip.
So
It's
like
very true.
yeah, and he knows that. And like to be wise enough to like put yourself there and step outside and understand that like he ain't worried about first week everybody coming for him. Cause now what, like his sales probably going up more now than it was, you know, when it first dropped.
Yeah.
Obviously, like his music's gonna sell regardless, you know.
That's
But
Drake.
he knows what he's doing for sure, and that's like the perfect time, summertime. I feel like that's what the vibes on the tape is for sure.
Yeah.
But like he's tapping into so many different like sounds, beats, so many different things. Like he did the whole drill phase, like
Everything.
everything.
That man is unstoppable.
I can't hate on him, bro.
You could have damn near been maybe near him because you're saying you practiced or had like a good workout with like the Raptors and stuff. So imagine that he would have been one of the six. What does he call him? 6 men. 6
Yeah,
months.
no, it's crazy. That the draft picks for Toronto, actually he welcomed them to Toronto.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, damn. No, so I love Brooklyn.
Nah, yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy. I was looking for him though when we played Toronto. I was
Yeah.
like, maybe he'll be courtside, but nah, he wasn't.
Did you ever see Jay-Z courtside?
Yeah, Jay-Z's at almost every game for us.
Did you have like an official interaction with him or no?
Nah, it's like the most would be like if, you know, I make a good play, and I look over and he's like clapping, I'll just like, you know, nod something, but it's not like
It's fucking dope though.
That's dope.
it's not like a formal interaction at all.
Yeah.
But like at our games, there's so many different people. Jay-Z's like a regular there now though. He's
Yeah.
just like literally right next to our bench.
Yeah. And he obviously knows who you are. It's like he's one of
Yeah,
the owners on the
hopefully.
team.
Yeah.
No, he knows. Obviously. He knows who the fuck you are. He's got to, bro. That's by fucking. That's by default.
That's a fact.
And speaking of music, also, you've had speak on your. You kind of had a little rap career. Like you had. You had a one song, a feature came out. Shout out to D Gomes.
I had a feature on the song, yeah, but I ain't have a career. That was, and honestly, bro, like that was just something that just came to be. I was in the studio with him, like that's one of my best friends. So
it was smooth.
You know, he's like such a supporter of me.
Yeah, shout out to D Gomes.
Yeah, shout out that man, Damon Gomes, for real. One of my best friends. He's always been so supportive of me, like overly supportive, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I wouldn't have it any other way, and I feel like I just try to be there for him in the same way. So I was in the studio with him, whatever, and he was, making his album at the time. And he's always like, anybody who's around, he wants to input. That's like something that not a lot of people do. They feel like, oh, you don't know because you're not in this industry. You don't know what you're talking about. But he's like, nah, like, he's like, Duke, pick out the beats, like. Pick out whatever beat you think is hard. So I picked out that beat. I was like, yo, I think, you'll kill this right here. And he was like, go in there. I was like, nah. He was like, nah, go in there. And like, I was like, all right, whatever, I'll go in. But I'm just like, trying to play around a little bit.
Yeah.
Just see, what could happen. But then like, I started going, and now he's like clicking, and he's like, yo, you should say, da-na-na-na-na-na. And then like literally giving me like feedback and stuff, like what to say. So I'm just going with it, and then that just came from it. But I think it came out pretty smooth.
I think it was
At
good.
first I was like, but I think I heard it honestly the other day, matter of fact.
Again, yeah.
Yeah. He had played it, and I was like, damn, like that song actually kind of hits right now. It was talking about like undrafted, like, going through ups and downs and stuff. And then like looking back on obviously like my career and just in this past year. Like, yeah, this is.
Yeah, it's something that you can look back on no matter what, no matter how you feel about it, good or bad. It's like you created that memory now that you can look back on for the rest of your career, the rest of your life. Yeah. But when it comes to actually rapping, so you have no sense of pursuing it, like, because for example, I know one of your teammates, KD, has been rumored to be a rapper behind the scenes. A couple people have told me this, and it's like I've heard he's even cooked up, and like people have heard these unreleased songs.
I ain't heard nothing. I didn't even know that.
No. Yeah,
I really didn't know that.
Really?
To be honest, no.
Yeah, we interviewed who was it? Young Thug's artist T Shine, and T Shine's cool with KD. KD executive produced.
He's been at a few games.
Yeah, T Shine. Yeah, he told me that. He said he's cool with KD. KD executive produced T Shine's new album that came out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he said that KD be having them bars.
But
I guess he keeps it. I guess he keeps it very secluded. Only to
I might have to ask you next time I see him.
Well, you gotta ask. You gotta let us know how them bars is like. He's cooking it up. He's cooking it up. Cause that would be crazy, like a David Duke featuring KD
Kevin
track.
Durant, imagine that.
But you never thought about yourself, no. Like
if I did have a career, I'm already retired, bro.
Oh man, when it comes to a couple quick rapid questions before we get you out of here, 2K. Have you played yourself in 2K, and how do you feel about your rating?
I ain't played 2K since I was like 11.
Really?
Yeah.
Even now that you're in the game?
Even now.
What?
Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
Damn.
I know, and I want to.
You probably get like early access and shit too, no?
Yeah, I literally have like 2 free copies that are just collecting dust right now.
Damn.
Yeah, but maybe I will.
Do you know your rating on it?
I think it's low. I think like people send me screenshots all the time.
Oh,
like
yeah?
My friends and stuff when they play.
Oh wow.
The person looks nothing like me.
That's what I was about to ask. Does he even look like?
Yeah, no. But I didn't do the 2K scan until like the middle of the year. So maybe on the
They'll
next
probably update
one.
it, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be updated. But yeah, nah. But I do want to play it. I don't even own a system, bro.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I'll give you my PS5. Just take it.
It'll be collecting dust.
Nah, but it shows your determination. Like you don't got time for that. But I feel like so many basketball players play.
Yeah.
Like even Ben Simmons, T Shines is close with him. T Shine told us that Ben Simmons is like one of the best, or if not, I think he said the best. Did he say the best, Edwin?
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
I think he said he's the best NBA player that he's played with, and it's like Modern Warfare. Like he's mad nice with
Call
it
of
and
Duty,
shit, Call of Duty and shit.
I actually I like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I do. I haven't played 2K in forever, but I did play Call of Duty like maybe my freshman year of college for like a quick like week spurt.
Damn.
Yeah, but I was playing like
That's
with
crazy.
a couple of my teammates. After that, I ain't really.
Yeah.
And what would you say your experience has been in Brooklyn? Like, how is the food there? How would you compare it to like even small things like that? Like, how's the food in Brooklyn compared to back home, like in Providence? Like, do you feel the
Let
difference?
me tell you, Providence, not just Providence, Rhode Island, probably has the best like variety of food in the country.
I say it all the time.
Facts.
Like,
That's a fact.
you can get good food in every category in Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, we're actually known for that.
Yeah.
We're known for the restaurants and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, wasn't that on did you see that GQ article?
Or like they ranked them,
Mm-hmm.
like they ranked the states and shit.
They said no, the state that's like on the rise that you probably don't know about or something like that.
And they put Rhode
They
Island.
just highlighted Rhode Island because they said our food, whatever.
So that means
Yeah.
have you had a tough time like trying to find good shit to eat in
Nah.
Brooklyn?
I mean,
Like, are you a picky eater? You're not like vegan or nothing like that, right?
Nah. You know what's crazy? I was vegan for a whole month last year.
Damn.
Yeah.
How was
What made
that?
you do it?
It was just kind of me experimenting with it. I'm always just doing like
Yeah.
different things, but I wanted to see like how it would affect my body in terms of my performance. Like how could I could like, get an edge or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't eat necessarily bad.
Yeah.
I go through times where I do like eat trash, but for the most part I eat, pretty good, pretty solid. But that was just something like I wanted to see if it would help me with my energy, with my body in general. I probably didn't do it long enough, but I did feel like I was more energized.
Yeah. You felt that slight difference at all?
Yeah, I was in college at the time. I had to buy everything, so I didn't really have the money like that. I wasn't really that into cooking, so I was like, I'll just hold off on that.
Yeah.
Maybe like if I do end up getting a chef, maybe I could go back to it.
I hear that a lot. I listen to a lot of rich people talk on the podcast and stuff. They always talk about the advantage of having an in-home chef, and like they don't have to eat out. And I'm like, one day that's gonna happen. I need that.
It gives you the like you're okay with eating healthy because when you don't have to put energy like getting in the car or going like, and then when you're going, you don't want to go and buy a salad. You want to go and buy Chick-fil-A, like and also the price. Healthy food is expensive, bro.
Yes.
100%.
It kind of is messed up, but that's just how life is.
Yeah.
But if you have a chef, it's being made, you can ask them to make bad food or healthy food be the same price.
Yeah.
So why not be healthy? They'll make it taste good.
Yeah, they'll make some good food taste like bad food, but it's actually good food. Like there's special chefs like that.
Exactly.
They literally call them like nutritionists. Like a lot of athletes have nutritionists, which are chefs.
Yeah.
But they calorie count. They make sure you're eating good, you're eating right.
Yeah.
So that's something you want to tap into eventually
That's the
having.
thing.
Yeah, I definitely want to get a chef for sure.
Yeah.
We have like a team nutritionist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she like keeps up with anything like we need, gets us like supplements or shakes or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And speak on real quick for those who don't know the experience you had. You did a summer basketball camp and everything that you have going on with like the nonprofit and like your philanthropy right now.
Yeah. That's just something honestly that I'm doing just because I feel like it's not an obligation, but it's just what I want to do. I started the David D. Jr. Foundation with my family. We all like I feel like have a want to like give back and help people. And my mom is super into that, helping people. She's a nurse. That's what she loves to do.
Yeah.
My dad too, he's always been hands-on with everything I had going on, but he in the same way, like I see how he sacrificed so much just for the family and like helping us. And I know like with the foundation, he has and will be, always hands-on and helping in that way as well. So I think it's like the perfect thing. Now that, I have a certain platform or whatever and, the resources to do it in a successful way, I think it's something that, I really want to take advantage of and give back because I know I wish, when I was younger that I can have somebody who's involved in, like we were talking about how LeBron, like playing the Drew League, like coming back and, just kind of being within reach. You know what I mean? I want to do that. I never want to get out of reach with, Providence and the next generation. I always feel like I can help them in any way possible, even if it's just a couple kids, like
100%.
reach their dreams. Yeah, so I want to, expand it and not just touch just on basketball, but like be able to, maybe have people come work with me who are in other sports, other industries too, maybe like artists, music, literal art, technology, whatever it is. Like I want to expand it to the point where, I'm helping kids in every single aspect. But, that's down the line, God willing, it happens. May be something along the way that puts me on a different path. But for now, that's where I'm at.
No, 100%. And I think it's amazing. Like, even seeing those images was very, like, heartwarming to me because it's like, damn, this kid, now grown man, obviously not a kid, but, he's a kid in a lot of people's eyes that is making other kids feel how they should feel, which is important. You're giving back to them, providing them the actual opportunity to be amongst you, around you. Right. And it's in your first year, like right away. A lot of athletes don't do that in their first year. Like they don't do the summer camp. They don't do the nonprofit. They'll maybe do that later along the lines. Yeah. A lot of people don't even do it until they retire, to be honest. I've seen that. Like a lot of major athletes, iconic, they don't do that type of shit until they retire. But you're doing it right away. So I think it really shows, like, improves what you're stating. Like, you really do give a fuck about the city.
Well, I think it's not like a rule where, okay, you're supposed to wait 2 years in the league and then give back, right? Like, yeah, it's not even a rule where like you're supposed to give back.
Yeah,
people just
it's not mandatory.
It. Exactly, it's not mandatory. I could go through my whole career and not give a dime out, or just not be present anywhere and do anything. But for me, like, it's more than just me. Like, I want to help just because I feel like it's the thing to do, like I care about the city. I want to see it shine. Like I want more kids to, reach their goals and whatever it is. And I honestly feel like the more you bless others, like that's what keeps you blessed as well. Like you don't get blessed just to hold everything to yourself. God forbid something happens to me tomorrow. Like I can't take everything I have with me, right? So like facts. I want to share the sugar, like give it out so that people can, use that. And I'm not talking material like money. I'm just talking about like knowledge or just an experience. You grow from an experience with somebody. People remember how you made them feel, not, how much money you gave them or whatever. Like they remember how you make them feel. If somebody in your life like made you feel really seen, important, like special, you're gonna remember them for damn near ever. Yeah, exactly. So that's like what I want to do. And I think when people feel seen and important, they feel more confident in themselves to go about and chase their dreams. A lot of people don't chase their dreams because they're not confident in themselves to do it.
That's very factual.
So for me, like I want to instill that confidence. Like, nah, you can do it, no matter how crazy it may seem. People telling you, nah, it's obtainable for sure.
Listen, that might be slightly a reason why I might feel however I feel about Kyrie, because I went to give him a shoe for him to sign, and he kept going. But hey, I respect it.
All right,
it is what it is.
That could be an example, like little things like that. I always try to,
especially like young kids.
Yeah,
I would imagine
whoever it is, like always try to make people feel important, like signing stuff. Always trying to do that. I never want to turn anybody away. Sometimes it gets a little like crazier, and I have my time that I have to use as well. But yeah, as much as I can, I try to do all I can. You can't please everybody too at the same time.
No, like Kendrick Lamar said, can't please everybody.
Definitely.
Now, when it comes to a young kid right now who wants to play basketball, coming up in Providence, Rhode Island, looking at you, David Duke, a Providence, Rhode Island citizen that actually now is an NBA player, what would you tell that kid that wants to be in your position and looks up to you as inspiration?
I mean, I want to tell him so much. Like, if I was to have a conversation with, the next generation of kids or a kid, like, I wouldn't want to just have a 5-second conversation. So, like, whatever advice that I'm finna give, like, that's not the only thing, Like, I want to have sit-down conversations and really, like, have kids, like, pick my brain and for me to give back because, like I said, I think there's so much power and knowledge and, like, wisdom is like applied knowledge, right? So you can know so much, but you won't really have true wisdom until like you apply it to your life and like see, things happen. So, but for me, I think, to the next generation, just all the cliche things that are actually true. Like don't let nobody tell you can't, reach your goals, because you can, no matter where you come from, no matter what you go through. Hold on, that's
yeah, you got you.
What else? Chase your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you can't. Don't, let anybody's negative words or criticism like stop you or change your vision or view about yourself. Always be confident in yourself. Make sure that you're happy genuinely. Because, when you try to be giving and a lot and try to give yourself to everybody, like that could drain you. So make sure you're genuinely happy yourself. Like, and then at the end of the day, just don't take things in life so serious. So when, like I said, when things happen to you, like don't take it so serious, because it's inevitable. Everybody goes through a hard time. Nobody's perfect. Life ain't perfect. People on IG may seem like their life is perfect, but it ain't. So
It's all facade.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just keep it real and keep it pushing.
Listen, I think we got more than
Wise
enough.
words.
Wise words. Wise
Very
conversation.
mature.
Yeah.
Any last questions you guys have before Edwin and Marlon?
I don't know. You cut him off a couple times.
Yeah,
so
and you
I'm
say
like,
like you had a lot to
man,
say,
I
but
apologize.
yeah.
any last questions? Any last thoughts?
Nah, man. I view you as a very mature person for meeting you for the first time, and like I said, you very wise guy, and I just wish you the best, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. How are you, bro?
Nah, yeah, it's a fact, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't know shit about sports. Like I don't watch them. Like
Yeah.
I play soccer. That's what I do. I enjoy that. I enjoy playing any type of like sports and shit like that. I don't watch them. To me,
Yeah.
that's boring and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I do know that y'all go through a lot of shit, and
Yeah.
it takes a lot to actually get to like fucking the big, the big names
Right.
and shit like that. And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? And you got my respect and shit. That's dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from like you're younger than us and shit like that. So it's like not only do I like I could say it's like fuck, like I'm older. They're younger. They're doing these things and shit like that. But nothing of like trying to bring myself down, but it just really fucking motivates me too. So it's like even like how Edwin said, is like for your age and shit like that, you sound very wise and shit like that. And from what you said, how your parents brought you up and shit like that, I respect that a lot. That's really dope. And a lot of people, they get to these places and shit like that, they get cocky and whatever, but it's like you're very humble, bro, and that's dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
A lot of people, especially from Providence, a lot of people like to have big heads and shit like
Yeah.
that. But you move different, bro, and I fuck with that heavy for real.
So, appreciate
I
that,
wish
bro.
nothing but the best for you, bro. For real, for real.
Wish the best for y'all too, man.
I appreciate you,
Appreciate
brother.
it.
I
And
hope
any
this,
last words
gets
yourself
big.
as well?
Nah, I ain't got no last words, man. I just hope, the CA podcast and just the brand in general, takes off, and y'all go ahead and do, what I'm saying, some big things. Definitely won't be the last time y'all see me.
Yeah.
Definitely make sure that we do something again down the line.
Nah,
but
for sure.
100%. We gotta get you back in the
100%.
future. Have like funner episodes and stuff. That's gonna happen. Make this an annual thing. Whatever we gotta do, we're always gonna stay in touch. 100%. I gotta go check you out at a game.
yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah.
I gotta witness it in person.
I'll even go. Like I
Yeah.
said, I don't watch sports and shit like that, but I got you.
Nah, I got y'all for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that I get y'all to a game this year.
Yeah.
That's love.
Say less.
That's love. That's love, man. And there we have it right there. The interview of the year, the conversation of the year. What more else can we say? Are you not entertained? Who said that? Shaq. Are you not entertained? We gave you everything. Phenomenal. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you lending us, your thoughts and sharing everything, your journey, and actually letting us help you now make it, something that is a part of history. Now we have this to look back on. People can watch this for the rest of their lives. And, time will tell. 10 years from now, I would say, like, oh, we might not see him around. He might be, but he could be
Nah,
big as
yo.
fuck. He's going to be around.
Y'all
Yeah.
see me around.
He's going to be here.
It's a fact.
He's that guy.
Definitely.
So thank you, man. That's all I could really say. It's love.
Real talk.
And there we have it. Make sure to subscribe, comment down below, share your opinion. This is the CA Podcast Cap, episode 41, and we are out. Club Ambition, baby.
Yes, sir.
They gon' love me for my ambition.